care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Granger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
We're Right Window, and our window sounds like this. That big window company rhymes with Anderson. Their window sounds like this. Yeah, we sound pretty much the same. Right Window and theirs, both Energy Star certified. Both windows have great insulation ratings. We have a better warranty than theirs, but hey, who's keeping score? Now, the biggest difference between Right Window and those guys is the price. If you're replacing every window in your house, they are literally thousands of dollars more. I'm not kidding. Oh my gosh. Let's do this again. Right Window's price sounds about right. Their price sounds crazy. If you don't believe it, have us both over. Although maybe not at the same time. Don't want no trouble. Call Right Window and see a really good window for a better price.
Call Right Window right now.
Call 800-649-3600. A better window professionally installed for the right price. Right Window.
This is Alex Cora. You are listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Welcome back. This is the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Christian Arcan, Red Sox and the Rays for the first of a 3-game set at George Steinbrenner Field. And before every game, we interview Red Sox manager Alex Cora. Alex Cora on WEEI is brought to you by your New England Ford dealer and F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 48 years and the official truck of the Boston Red Sox. Here with manager Alex Cora is our own Will Fleming.
Opener in Tampa with the manager, Alex Cora. There's this very strange round yellow thing in the sky right now, Alex. I know you guys battled through Chicago, big win yesterday. We'll get into that. But this, for the first time in a long time, feels like baseball weather.
Yeah, at least for 3 days.
It's a different environment, right? I mean, this is the Yankees minor league ballpark. You guys have been here. You know it. What do you think will be different about it? Is there anything you guys need to prepare for? We've heard about pop-ups getting above the lights and being hard to catch. How do you manage here?
Yeah, just kind of the same deal in Dunedin and Buffalo a few years ago, right? The simple way is go out there and play, you know. Weird things are going to happen. We know that. But we have played here before. We know how it works here, you know, as far as like the dimensions and all that. We have no idea how the ball is going to carry. That's something that we've seen games and all that, but most of them are day games, right? Now at night game, we'll see how it plays out, but they'll make it tougher than people are saying and have a good, clean game and win the series.
Yesterday was the reason you brought Garrett Crochet over. He was absolutely fabulous. I don't need an exact number, but was he available to go 9 if he didn't allow a hit?
Yeah, it's a decision I made before the 8th inning. You know, there was a hard number, a hard cap, you know, as far as like pitches. But somebody needed to call me in the dugout. Like, you got to take him out, you know. I actually told him, I grabbed him, I said, he knew about the pitch limit, kind of. I hate talking to them about it before the starts because I want them to go because special things might happen too. And I grab him in the 8th. I say, hey, man, I might get fired, but I'm going to give you a shot, you know. But as soon as somebody gets a hit, you coming out of the game. He actually say, thank you, coach, which is, yeah. And then I told him, I said, by the way, if I get fired, you're taking care of my family. No, but it's the balance, to be honest with you. All joking aside, it's the balance of a special day in the big leagues and a special season for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
And you have to think about that. But the way he was throwing the ball, the way he was feeling, I had no issues with him continuing. But like I said yesterday, joking, I'm glad Chase got his hit and we were able to win the game.
The Red Sox have a history of this, Alex, and you've been around for a lot of it, where whether it's Clemens or Pedro or Chris, these people who a lot of times when they take them out in the first inning, you go, uh-oh, this could be one of those nights. Did you feel that early yesterday with Garrett?
I honestly felt it after the third inning. He made a pitch, got the third out, came in, and he tells Bales, I'm getting close. And I'm like, okay, whatever that means, and his stuff took off after the fourth. The fastball command was really good. He threw a few changeups too. He was in control, and that's what you expect. And the cool thing about this whole thing, he expects that every 5 days.
Chapman, meanwhile, kind of a weird play that gets him at second and third, and then he just, you have to feel so confident handing him the baseball.
Yeah, I think G. Witt did a good job. Obviously, there's some traffic there, but then Chappie and back-to-back nights, that was electric. And had a good conversation with him yesterday about usage and all that. For people that don't know, he actually lost 30 pounds in the offseason. So this is a new body. This guy, he's a beast. We see him the way he goes about it, but he made some adjustments as far as nutrition and where he's at right now. He feels stronger and more agile. And that's something we've been talking about Willie, right? He's moving a lot better. He's throwing a lot of strikes. The split is a good one, and he wants to keep pitching. Obviously, my job is to take care of him so he can do his thing during the season, and he'll be down today. But he feels like usage-wise, he's in the best spot in his career, and he's not afraid to keep going.
How about Trevor? Those are huge swings, both of them for him. It's been coming. He's had a really good start to this season, Alex. What have you seen from him at the plate?
Pretty solid. When we swing at strikes, we're hitting the ball hard. We have to, control the strike zone. I think that's the most important thing, and yesterday he did. The ball he hit to right field, he crushed. That's a homer any given night except yesterday. And then one, obviously, the hanging slider, I think it was, he pulled. That was a good swing. Playing good defense, running the bases the way he's capable of, putting pressure on the opposition. And the most important thing, always available. I told you in Texas he didn't play game 4, and that morning he came in, he's like, hey, I want to play. I'm like, you will play. But that was a good sign, right? He's been going through a lot the last 2 or 3 years, and he wants to be part of this. Saying that, he might get an off day on Wednesday. Might not, right? But we have to take care of them. This weekend is a tough one for everybody at home, right? We play at 7, at 4, at 1, at 11. It's a fun weekend, but for their bodies, it's a tricky one, so we have to take care of them.
You always talk about, hitters needing to be on the fastball, and then they'll hit the mistakes that are off speed. And the ball that he hit to right field, it got so deep into the strike zone. How does a hitter convince himself to get into that place to cover all of it?
I think it's trust. Trust your hands. Trust your mechanics. There's a lot of hanging pitches available early in the count, but if you're not on time on the fastball, you're not going to hit them. And with him, I always said, just be an athlete. We don't mind him swinging. Obviously, we want him to swing at pitches in the zone, but when he's ready and he's an athlete, good things happen.
Jaron, the bottom line numbers aren't that great. I think he's been unlucky, a lot of hard contact. He's so hard on himself. Where are you right now on your leadoff guy who is such a catalyst for your offense?
He'll be okay. We just got to slow it down. I feel sometimes that he's too passive, and then I feel he's too aggressive, right? Especially late in games. He's swinging a lot, swinging and missing a lot with 2 strikes, something that's not him. So we have to create balance, right? Obviously, he's hitting in a spot where now the big guy is the DH hitting second, and sometimes you become very passive because you want the big guy to swing the bat. So we have to play the game, be good for him to get a first pitch fastball here, put a good swing on it and hit in that gap, right center gap, and give us the lead. But we just got to be patient, it was a heavy week for him too. Let's be honest, with everything that came out, Netflix, the interview, and everything that came with it. It's not easy, and as always, we're here to manage him, and he's going to be good. He's going to be okay.
You bring something up there with Rafi behind him. Now that Rafi's swinging it, he is such a game changer on the bases. Does he have the green light whenever he wants, or is it situational? Like if he leads off an inning and Rafi's coming up, what's the calculus there? Times from the pitcher? How does he decide, and how do you all decide whether to cut him loose?
I hate to say it, but when he goes, he better be safe.
In scoring position at first.
That's the way we see it, and he knows it. We got times, we got keys and all that stuff. Let's make sure we get to second if we go.
Lastly, Tanner, step forward in his last start. Kind of a different spring for him. Where is he, and what do you look for tonight?
Yeah, I think throwing strikes is the most important thing. Work ahead, stay ahead. He hasn't been able to do that. I think the last one was a better one. Stuff-wise, very similar to who he was last year. I think the slider sweeper is a little bit shorter now than what it was last year. And he's not creating too many swings and misses. But as far as contact early in the game, the last one was good. He gave us some hard hit balls later on, but he's in a good spot. We know he had a tough one against them in Port Charlotte, but this is a lot different, usage wise and their lineup construction. So give us 6 and give us a chance to win.
Shorter sweeper slider, that's a negative for you, right? You mean you want him to try to find mechanically that sweet spot where it really rips off like it used to?
That's my take. Obviously, I'm not the pitching expert, but the big one for me, he can still strike with it. He can rip it down and in against lefties. Off of that, you can throw the split, and you can induce them to weak contact.
We appreciate it. Good luck tonight, Alex.
Thank you, Will.
That was Alex Cora with our own Will Fleming, brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. By the way, you can watch the Red Sox pregame show on Twitch. Just follow WEEI. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Still to come, we got the Herb Chambers starting lineups. We have a Subaru scoreboard update, and we have our lock of the game. That's all coming up here on the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
Hey, Rhode Island. Keep it real with the Ballybet Casino app. You can play with real dealers plus win real cash. It's got hundreds of slots you can play on your phone when you're out on the go or hanging at home. Just download the app. If you're 21, tap the Ballybet tile and fire up the fun. Play blackjack, baccarat, even roulette. Real dealers, real money, real fun. Ballybet. Must be 21 plus, Rhode Island only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-9-GAMBLE. Ballybet Casino. Download it.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Some people follow the rules, I break them. I'm Soraya, and on Rule Breakers, we talk to the rebels who do things their way. Listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Unparalleled performance, innovative technology, premium aesthetics. TimberTech Decking at Riverhead Building Supply brings you all that and more. TimberTech endures year after year without fading, staining, or rotting. Learn more at rbscorp.com.
Hi, I'm Janice. I'm a coach at Awaken 180 Weight Loss. When a client reaches the goal that they've set, they are so proud of themselves. They are so thrilled with how they look and how they feel. They are ready to take on the next thing. And that's one thing about weight loss. It's so much more than a number on a scale. It's about self-respect. It's a momentum thing. Now that I've lost 50 pounds, wow, there's no reason why I can't do this next thing that initially seemed so daunting, but now I know I can do it. The celebration is not just how much better you look and feel, but how much more self-respect you have. We get on a track of success at Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Losing weight with Awaken 180 isn't about the number on the scale. It's about how that number spearheads endless successes. Bring your goals to Awaken 180, then celebrate when you check off each and every one of them. Call 844-346-1800, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Granger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Granger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? My heart would race just taking my son to practice. It didn't feel right. So I got checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing, must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 150 megabit internet for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
Red Sox Review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Welcome back to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'm Christian Arcan. The Red Sox trying to get back up to 500 as they enter this matchup here with the Tampa Bay Rays at 8-9. The Rays looking to do the same thing. They are 7-8. To start the year. They are 7-5 at George Steinbrenner Field. The Red Sox so far in the year 4-6 away from Fenway Park. It's time now for the Herb Chambers starting lineups. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars. We help people buy them. For the Red Sox, leading off as he always is, Jaron Duran in left field. He'll be followed as usual by Rafael Devers DHing, Alex Bregman, the third baseman and third hitter. He'll be followed by the newly minted Wilyer Abreu in right field. Newly minted as the cleanup hitter, I should say. He didn't get a new contract yet, but he has been moved up to the 4th spot. Trevor Story will bat 5th and play short. Tristan Casas in the 6th spot at first base. He'll be followed by Christian Campbell, who will patrol center field tonight for the Red Sox. David Hamilton in the 8-hole will be at second base, and Carlos Narvaez, your number 9 hitter, doing the catching for the starter, Tanner Houck. Over on the Tampa Bay side, Yandy Diaz DHing and leading off. Brandon Lau will hit second and play second. Junior Caminero, the 21-year-old third baseman who signed as an international free agent at 16 years old, will bat third and play third for the Rays tonight. Jonathan Aranda will be your first baseman. Christopher Morel in left field. He was traded from Chicago to the Rays last July and had the worst batting average in the league last year. Cameron Misner will play in center field. He's the first player in Major League history to hit a walk-off as his first Major League home run, which is pretty cool. Taylor Walls is your number 7 hitter. He's playing short. Danny Jansen, old friend from the trade deadline last year, will do the catching and bat 8th, followed by Jake Mangum, who will play right field and bat 9th behind the starter, Shane Baz. It's time now for a look at the Subaru scoreboard. A little love goes a long way in the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Just one game in progress to tell you about, and that would be the Nationals and the Pirates. Pittsburgh looking to snap a 4-game losing skid. They are scoreless in the first inning. Paul Skeens and Brad Lord is your pitching matchup there. Just getting underway in Philadelphia are the Giants and the Phillies. Landon Roop and Taijuan Walker are your starters there. A 7:05 start time in the Bronx between the Yankees and the Royals. Seth Lugo and Carlos Carrasco, the pitching matchup at Yankee Stadium. Toronto will be hosting Atlanta. Easton Lucas and Grant Holmes, the starters there. Tariq Skubal back on the mound for the Detroit Tigers. They will visit the Milwaukee Brewers for the first game of that series, starting at 7:40. Another 7:40 start time in Minnesota. Twins and the Mets, Joe Ryan and and Clay Holmes, your starters there. 7:45 is the start time for St. Louis and Houston. In St. Louis, that's Sonny Gray getting the start for the Cardinals, going opposite Framber Valdez. The Padres, who are the hottest team in baseball right now, currently enjoying a 4-game winning streak, will host the Chicago Cubs. 9:40 start time. Dylan Cease, Jameson Taillon are your starters there. And the Dodgers will look to continue the woes of the Colorado Rockies, who are currently in the midst of a 3-game losing streak. Dustin May will get the start opposite Antonio Senzatella. That is what you got on tap here around the major leagues, and that means it is time for the lock of the game, which is presented by Interlock Roofing. Never re-roof again. NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Now, these locks of the game have been a bit of an adventure, Joe Braverman. I see you back there. You know what I'm talking about. I've been very hit or miss with these lately, but I think I got a real winner here tonight. And the reason why, and that should be enough information for you to want to instantly fade this, but the reason why I'm feeling good about it is because the Red Sox or their opponents in the first 5 innings of the game, 6 innings last night, scoreless. No runs, nothing. Red Sox bats take a while to wake up. That's been going on lately here. It's also been the result of some pretty good pitching performances from the Red Sox. Tanner Houck's coming off a good start. I think he's going to continue that. So my lock of the day here is a first 5-inning bet. And that is, depending on which book you use, it's for the first 5 innings, you can get over under 4.5 or you can get over under 5.5. If you can get under 5.5 through the first 5 innings, I'd go ahead and do that because so far in these last couple of games here, the Red Sox haven't done anything in the first 5 innings, and neither have their opponents in the last 2 games. And their opponents, of course, were the Chicago White Sox, so take it with a grain of salt. But even with that, I still think 5.5 runs, that may be a little too rich for my blood right now. So that's where I'm going tonight with my lock of the game. All right, I'm Christian Arcan. This has been the Mass Mutual pregame show. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. We got Will Fleming and Will Middlebrooks. First pitch coming your way in just a moment here. Red Sox and the Rays. Tanner Houck, Shane Baz. Don't go anywhere. First pitch is next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You've been listening to the Mass Mutual pregame show. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. The Red Sox are coming up next on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey, Rhode Island. Keep it real with the Ballybet Casino app. You can play with real dealers plus win real cash. It's got hundreds of slots you can play on your phone when you're out on the go or hanging at home. Just download the app. If you're 21, tap the Ballybet tile and fire up the fun. Play blackjack, baccarat, even roulette. Real dealers, real money, real fun. Ballybet. Must be 21 plus, Rhode Island only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-9-GAMBLE. Ballybet Casino. Download it.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices and breakdowns every week. I'll be joined by hoop experts all year long. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
At IHOP, you can get a satisfying, craveable breakfast for only $7 with IHOP's House Faves. Enjoy fluffy buttermilk pancakes, your choice of hickory smoked bacon or pork sausage, and eggs your way with the Breakfast Faves combo. Or enjoy a savory ham and cheese omelet, French toast breakfast, or house scramble, all for just $7 each. Stop by today and try any of IHOP's House Faves. Available weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., all for just $7. For a limited time, dine-in only. Price and participation may vary by location.
Don't miss the Subaru of New England Love Spring event. Spring into your next adventure in the 2025 Subaru Crosstrek. Buy with 3.9% financing for up to 48 months or lease for just $315 per month with $25.65 due at signing. The 2025 Crosstrek features Subaru's trusted and reliable symmetrical all-wheel drive, the latest tech, and advanced Subaru safety features, all packed in the right size SUV. Buy the 2025 Crosstrek with 3.9% financing for up to 48 months. Or lease for just $315 per month with $25.65 due at signing. For complete details and to find your authorized Subaru retailer, visit SubaruofNewEngland.com.
Hey, it's Lou Merlone. And while I can tell you firsthand Ortho Laser New England healed my elbow pain, let's hear from someone more qualified on how they've redefined orthopedic care. Dr. Scott Sigmund, board-certified orthopedic surgeon and founder of Ortho Laser.
Thanks, Lou. I founded Ortho Laser to provide a safer alternative to opioids and medications using the proven healing power of laser therapy. Ortho Laser delivers painless relief without needles or side effects. Whether you're recovering from surgery, healing an injury, or managing chronic pain, our state-of-the-art laser works naturally with your body to accelerate recovery. We are surgeon-driven, patient-focused, and partnered with the top orthopedic specialists in the country. Our mission is simple, to help you move better and live your life pain-free once again.
Thanks, Dr. Sigmund. If pain is slowing you down, do what I did and relieve your pain with Ortho Laser New England. Locations in Dedham, Chelmsford, and Nashua, New Hampshire. Online at ortholaserne.com.
Whether it's for your home improvement project, baseball, or golf, we could all use some extra cash for our favorite hobbies. Hey everybody, it's Fitzy here. And you could have unclaimed money from a forgotten savings account, uncashed payroll checks, or a refund check that never got to you. It's estimated that 1 out of every 10 people have unclaimed property. My name was on the list, and yours could be too. All you got to do is go to findmassmoney.gov today. It only takes 30 seconds to search for your name. If you file a claim, make sure you fill out the paperwork so you could become reunited with your lost funds at findmassmoney.gov.
This is Red Sox baseball.
Can you believe it?
On the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And the left field, adios. Sale winds, he fires. Swing and a miss, strike three, it's over.
And the Red Sox win on a wall double by Devers.
Jump on his back, fellas, the Red Sox win.
The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaws and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com.
And Hideo Novo's pitched a no-hitter.
Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
Devers is homered in 5 straight.
Buy cars for kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks. Official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Strike three, a no-hitter. 23-year-old Clay Buchholz has no-hit the Baltimore Orioles.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Duran will score.
Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Way back. Grand slam.
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. C&S Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone. Into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. The Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners. Boston's premier retirement planning specialist.
Water just yelled. Darren Tech and A-Rod are having words, and now they're in a fight.
Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit NewEnglandMetalRoofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Swing and a miss. He got him. Battle won by Houck.
McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Northern Bank, your partner for growth.
Here's the throw. Roberts dives, and he is safe.
And by Verizon Wireless, the network Boston relies on.
Goodbye, Christian Campbell.
Now, with all the play-by-play action, here's Will Fleming and Will Middlebrooks.
On an absolutely gorgeous Florida night, we welcome you to Steinbrenner Field, the spring training home of the New York Yankees that for now is the regular season home of the Tampa Bay Rays. Tonight, the Red Sox play the first of a 3-game series against their AL East division rival, coming on the heels of a dominant Garrett Crochet performance. Tonight, they'll hand the baseball to Tanner Houck, and he'll be opposed by Shane Baz, who's off to a wonderful start for the sort of homeless Tampa Bay Rays. Along with Will Middlebrooks, Will Fleming, welcoming you to the broadcast booth. Ramon Vasquez brings the lineup card out for the Red Sox. This is a very different thing, Brooksy. Great to be with you again. It's a minor league ballpark. It is jumping here. Conditions totally different. But you know the Red Sox come here today and say, it's warm, it's hot, let's get the offense going.
Yeah, I think you nailed that. So it's yes, you are in a minor league spring, or it feels like a minor league park, a spring training complex, but it's 78 degrees. The wind chill's not in the 20s. And you don't have to wear sleeves and bundle up, and it feels like baseball weather again.
Red Sox will have Tanner Houck on the mound here this evening. Before we get you the starting lineups and set the scene here at Steinbrenner Field, time now for the national anthem, brought to you by BuildSubmarines.com. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is so good to be in warm Florida for a ball game as the Red Sox play the first of 3 with the Tampa Bay Rays. Boston comes into this ball game 8 up and 9 down, salvaging the finale from the Chicago White Sox. Meantime, Tampa Bay is in the middle of an epically long 13-game homestand right here. They just had a really good time with the Atlanta Braves in town. They are 7-8, are the Rays. They've had great starting pitching, sort of erratic offense have the Rays, and I just think, Will, one thing to monitor as we're here for these next 3 days, it's a totally different environment. You've talked to players about balls being lost as they get above the stands and into the lights. In a lot of ways, this is sort of a grit and mindset series for the Red Sox.
Which could be exactly what they need, right? They need to just kind of bear down and scratch and claw, and we've seen them struggle offensively, obviously, the past couple series, not scoring a lot of runs, but maybe having to buckle down and focus just a little bit extra here because of the elements and what's going on in this ballpark. Maybe that helps them.
We'll talk in 3 days, but I, for one, am very happy to not be at the Trop. This is much, much better.
What did I tell you earlier? The one good thing about this place is it's not the Trop.
100%. That joint has been a house of horrors for the Red Sox. The Morgan & Morgan starting lineups brought to you by America's largest injury law firm. Jaron Duran is back in there after the day off yesterday. He's in left field. Then Devers is the DH. He bats second. Bregman, the third baseman, he bats third. Wilyer Abreu is going to hit 700 home runs in this series. He cleans up for the Red Sox. He's in right field. Trevor Story, the shortstop, bats fifth, coming off a huge game offensively in Chicago. He bats 5th. And then Tristan Casas, the first baseman, moved down in the order. We'll see how he responds here today. He's got great numbers against Shane Baz. He's at first base batting 6th. Christian Campbell, center fielder, bats 7th. So no Cedon again today. Batting 8th is the second baseman, David Hamilton. He gets some run against the righty Baz. And then Carlos Narvaez catches, and he bats 9th. Meantime, for the Tampa Bay Rays, Yandy Diaz, who is an absolute Red Sox slayer, he leads off. He's the designated hitter. Brandon Lau is at second base batting 2nd. Junior Caminero, red hot on base every time he's come to the plate the last 6. He's at third base batting 3rd. Jonathan Aranda is about the best hitter on earth right now. He cleans up. He's at first base for the Rays. And then Chris Morel, the longtime Cub, is in left field batting 5th. Cameron Meisner is the center fielder batting 6th. Taylor Walls is so good defensively. He doesn't hit a lot, but he's the shortstop batting 7th. Danny Jansen. Red Sox fans know him. After his season with the Sox at the trade deadline, he catches and bats 8th. And then Jake Mangum is a switch-hitting right fielder, and he bats 9th. The Speed Report is brought to you by Verizon. Get to your local Verizon store today to check out the latest deals. You know, it's interesting, Will. The Red Sox, Alex Cora, pretty definitively made a statement, moving Abreu up into the cleanup spot, Casas into the 6 hole. Willier has started to really swing the bat well again. How do you think Casas is processing the sort of lineup demotion?
I don't think it bothers him at all. I think he's a smart guy, obviously. I mean, he knows what's going on, and why would you not put one of your better hitters in that 4-hole in Abreu to protect Bregman, right? You've seen it the last couple series of teams kind of pitching around Bregman at times, and maybe him not getting too much to hit just because Casas is struggling right behind him.
Baz is just about ready. He's had good regular season success against the Red Sox, but they shelled him in the postseason in 2021. He's had 2 great starts. I mean, immediately you see how weird this is going to be. The second baseman for the Rays, Lau, just had to shield his eyes from the sun to take the throw down from the catcher.
They're not used to that here. They are not used to sun being in your eyes.
They built this thing for day games in the Florida State League and spring training. Here now is Jarren Duran. The Red Sox in the road grays. Baz, the right-hander, is ready at the belt. Takes his time. A long pause. He throws, and Jarren swings and drives it foul down the left field line. We're underway. It's 7:05, right on time. 78 marvelous degrees.
Say it again. Say it one more time.
78. God, like ambrosia, just inject it in your veins. Time and temp, brought to you by Hatfield Marinated Pork. The Owanda Duran is popped out on the third base side out of play, and it's 0-2.
They were in the upper 40s in Chicago, and they were like, look, boys, we're back, right? Because it was miserable in Boston. Oh, my goodness, that was terrible. But this, you just walk outside and go, okay. It's before all the humidity rolls into Florida. It's before all the storms. That's why they're playing so many home games now and will again in September to be on the road a lot during the rainy season here in Florida.
Duran batting just .229 and actually on base at only .286. But he's had some real rough luck in the early going. The 0-2 is popped up on the third base side. Back on it goes Walls. In comes Morel, and the left fielder for the Rays is there to make the play. That was not all that comfortable looking on a pop-up to left, and there's one away.
So pop-ups are going to get really tough once the sun goes down and you have a dark sky because the lights here are much lower. It's almost like a high school field or college field because the stands aren't as big with the big triple-decker stadiums. A ball gets above those lights and just disappears. So you have to watch guys just have to stick with it.
Here's Rafi Devers. It's a Red Sox crowd here tonight, which makes a lot of sense. Devers, 234 with a homer. The pitch to him is down and in. Rafi has had some big hits against Shane Baz. You will not brag on yourself, but I will do it on your behalf. You know that about pop-ups here in this ballpark because you talked to Mike Trout about it earlier today. 1-0 to Rafi. The pitch is swung on and missed, and it's 1-1.
Well, he zooed one here when they were here that last series. He said he lost 3 in that series, but only one of them fell that he couldn't get to, and the whole team was frustrated. I'm sure the Rays are right there dealing with it all the time.
It really is something to monitor through this series. 1-1 to Raffy. The pitch is fouled off on the third base side. In the Cardinals series, Raffy really got it going, Will. Short swings the other way. It's gotten a little longer and not as much power the last 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, it's gotten a little longer because he's starting to feel more comfortable now, and he's starting to pull his driver out of the bag and not hit the 4-iron as much off the tee box.
Usually a bad idea for me. 1-2 to Raffy. The pitch is a little bit up and away from Baz, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, but it's been good. Obviously, we haven't quite forgotten about the first 5 games Raffy had, that 0 for 19 with 15 strikeouts. But, man, did he get hot quick after that. And it was a different hot. It wasn't the type of hot that we got used to him having with all the homers and doubles. It was kind of taking his singles, but it was a lot of hard contact. He was hitting off speed. He was getting the fastballs again, which was a big problem.
The one thing that really stands out to me, too, is he is so patient at the plate all of a sudden. 2-2 from Baz. Here's the pitch. And it is swung on and missed. He got a curveball underneath the barrel. And they're 2 away for Alex Bregman.
So that curveball, that's Baz has, he's going to average 97, 98 on his fastball. It's straight, but it's firm, but that curveball is his pitch. Coming into today, opponents are 2 for 23, hitting just 0.87 against it with 11 strikeouts.
Amazing. You just don't see that many great curveballs anymore in the game. Here is Alex Bregman, looking much more comfortable at the plate. He takes a fastball right there for a strike. Alex Bregman has owned Shane Baz in his career against him. 5 for 14 with a homer and 2 walks. Right on right with 2 down in the top of the first. Shadows covering most of the field here as Bregman chops it toward third and foul. Out of play. Another 0-2 count to a Red Sox hitter.
Something hitters have to deal with here, too. They don't normally deal with in the Trop. The Trop can be hard to see the ball, but here early in the games, there's a lot of shadows on the field. It's a bright batter's eye. Not really easy to see the ball in the pitcher's hand here in the first couple innings.
No balls, 2 strikes to Bregman from Baz. He throws. And a swing and a chopper foul. He does something that no one does in the game. It's totally different. It's almost like Baz comes to the belt and meditates for like a 5 count before coming home. I think the Red Sox will have to learn to time him up. That is a new feature of him on the mound. He's had 2 great starts for Tampa Bay. Pitching has been the strength for them. 0-2 to Bregman. 2 down in the top of the first. The pitch is in the dirt. Went with that curveball again. Good take for Bregman, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, the pitch before that registered as a 4-seam fastball at 92, but it was actually his changeup. That's a pitch he hardly ever throws to right-handed batters, but he knows Bregman owns him. 5 for 7 with a couple homers? Of course he's pulling out new tricks.
1-2 pitch is on the ground softly to third. Handled easily over there by Caminero. Throws to first in time, and Bregman is gone. The Red Sox offense, 14 runs in their last 7 games. They're in neutral in the top of the first. No score after half an inning. Houck to the mound in Tampa after this in the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Hey, Rhode Island. Keep it real with the Bet Casino app. You can play with real dealers plus win real cash. It's got hundreds of slots you can play on your phone when you're out on the go or hanging at home. Just download the app. If you're 21, tap the Bet tile and fire up the fun. Play blackjack, baccarat, even roulette. Real dealers, real money, real fun. Must be 21 plus, Rhode Island only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-9-GAMBLE. Bet Casino. Download it.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
More Boston sports opinion, more often. Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Tanner Houck's first pitch to Yandy Diaz is launched into deep left center field. It's back at the wall, and it is gone. One pitch, one run. Yandy Diaz has destroyed the Red Sox in his career. That did not take long. It is 1-0 Tampa.
First pitch sinker from Tanner Houck, just ambush, middle in, just above the knees. Not necessarily a bad pitch for the first pitch of his outing. Yandy Diaz has jumped all over that, hit it out. Cleared by 15, 20 feet to left center.
So buckle up. Here's Brandon Lowe. You know, it's amazing, Will. Tanner Houck allowed one home run off his two-seam fastball last year, and already now 3 in this season. Just a little off. The pitch to Lowe is lined to third, but caught by Bregman. An absolute missile. They are swing happy, these Rays, one away.
Even as good as Bregman is at third base, that ball caught him. You're playing in for bunt on the lefty. You're really not expecting a ball to be hit to you, and especially not that hard. But with the cat-like reflexes, Bregman gets glove on that one.
This is his 4th start, Tanner. 0-1 with a 4.41 ERA. He was much better last time, 6 2/3. 1 run, 5 hits, but man, Tanner has allowed now 4 home runs in the early going of this season. A first pitch slider, I think, on the outside corner for strike 1 to Junior Caminero.
I worry about the lack of swing and miss from Tanner. Only 4 whiffs in that last start.
That's a huge issue. Here's a splitter, I think, down in under his hands, and quickly 0-2. That was 95, so that's the hard diving sinker. Much better pitch to Caminero. It was red hot. The 0-2 is way outside. Slider. And it's 1-2 to the young phenom Junior Caminero. He's off to a great start with the Rays. The pitch is softly grounded to short. Story's got it beautifully. He throws to first in time. And they're 2 away. They redid the infield surface here after about a week of games in the regular season. We'll get into that in a minute. But first, the people standing on the dirt, brought to you by Baldwin Group. Insurance, employee benefits, and wealth management. If you can dream it, we can protect it. Baldwin Group, protecting the possible. Casas at first. Hamilton gets a start at second. Story at short with Bregman at third. Here now, Jonathan Aranda, their hottest hitter. He shows bunt and takes a slider on the inside corner for strike 1.
Just 38 at bats, but hitting 395. And swinging it well, especially against right-handed pitching.
Kevin Cash, who you know well, it does such a great job of platooning his players as Aranda takes split finger pitch off the outside part of the plate, 1-1.
Yeah, even when guys are hot, he'll sit them because of the matchups, to your point.
Here's a ground ball off the mound, and Story perfectly there. He plays the hop and throws to first in time. Aranda gone. And so are the Rays, but Yandy Diaz, biceps the size of my waist, goes yard, and after an inning, it's 1-0 Tampa on the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? On the podcast What We Spend, guests will, for 1 week, tell us everything they spend their money on.
My son slammed $6 worth of blueberries in 5 minutes.
And everything that makes them feel.
I want to own a house. I want to have a child. But this morning, I really wanted a coffee.
Because at the end of the day, money is always about more than your balance. Listen to and follow What We Spend, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Jeffrey Glassman Injury Attorneys have been Boston's go-to injury attorneys for over 30 years. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you've got to get Glassman. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777. That's 617-777-7777.
This call to the bullpen gives you a chance to check out all the great Ford SUV offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on the award-winning Ford SUV lineup that you won't see advertised anyplace else. Whether you plan to buy from your Ford dealer's inventory or custom order your new SUV, visit buyfordnow.com and see how much you can save. And then see your New England Ford dealers for your new SUV.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Wilyer Abreu to lead it off for the Red Sox as we go to the top of the second. 1-0 Tampa. The pitch is fouled off on the third base side. Wilyer started to heat up a little bit once again in Chicago. He's the kind of hitter that can carry an offense for a week or two at times, and he has been splendid to start the year. 340, 3 homers with 12 driven in. Open stance. The pitch is swung on a miss. Man, that was a nasty changeup, and it's 0-2. Baz looks very good to begin this start.
I think I expected it, right? I know the ball flies in this ballpark, and we're hoping for a high-scoring game, get this offense going, but Baz has some really good stuff.
It's always been the hallmark of this Rays team. Great pitching. 0-2 the pitch. Inside. Fastball up and in. Shane Baz, in some ways, was an afterthought of the greatest heist in Major League history. The Pittsburgh Pirates sent Austin Meadows, Tyler Glasnow, and this guy to the Rays for Chris Archer. 1-2 is fouled off on the third base side, which is why Neil Huntington no longer has a job as a GM in baseball.
How did that one turn out?
I mean, it's unbelievable that they would make that deal. And truly, people didn't really think about Baz because it was Meadows and Glasnow for the longest time. 1-2 the pitch is pop foul on the third base side. Shane Baz has been awesome through 13 innings to start this year. He's also got the weirdest beard, goatee, mustache combo I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know if that is... Okay, so the beard part is actually like dirty blonde, like kind of brown, but the mustache and goatee is like pure white.
It is. Is it bleached? That's the unanswerable. The 1-2 is pop foul. Balance swing by Abreu. Like, is it a bit from Shane Baz? It is platinum blonde, his mustache.
When he plays it up, his picture online is literally looks like Hulk Hogan.
What you gonna do when a curveball comes at you? 1-2 to Wilyer Abreu.
About to find out.
Here's the pitch. That's outside. I do confuse like the Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Randy Savage lines about the pythons and all that stuff. But he does look like Hulk for sure. See if Wilyer can throw him off the turnbuckle here. 2-2. The pitch is strike 3 called. He was looking for something else. That looked to be a little bit in. And all of a sudden, Wilyer Abreu the last 4 or 5 days has gotten pinched by umpires. He is gone, and there's one away in the second.
Yeah, that's a little bit in. It's not egregious by any means. I mean, that's too close to take with 2 strikes. But, man, he's just 98, 99 with a hammer curveball and a good changeup so far. See if Trevor Story can stick with what he's been doing.
A great day yesterday for Trevor. Right-handed hitter against Baz. The pitch is on the ground, foul outside of third. The Arbella Insurance Foundation is dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Strikeout from a Sox pitcher during this year. Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. Here for the Jimmy Fund. And here for good. 1-0 Rays. The pitch to Trevor is outside. A curveball from Baz, and it's 1-1.
It's been good. It's been really fun to watch Trevor adapt and adjust. And, you know, we've seen him in the past, a lot of big swings and misses. It's like he's more of a line drive, middle of the field mentality right now, and then he'll run into some homers because he's still really strong.
1-1. The pitch is a check swing. He definitely went around. A little curved up there on the curved ball. And it's 1-2. I think, Will, the double that he ripped off the wall in right field was
so impressive.
Everything that sets him up. He went the other way, and then he made the big swing on the mistake on spin inside.
So the best players in the game, you'll see them hit the fastball the other way up the middle, and then if they get hanging off speed, they'll pull it in the air to left for a righty. And we've been seeing that from Trevor here lately.
1-2 to Trevor Story. Here's the pitch, and it is fouled on the first base side. That's a good balanced swing there and a 2-strike count. It's amazing the modern game, Will, does not necessarily prioritize that as much. It is yank it in the air on the pull side.
It just sets you up for failure, though, especially when guys are throwing 99 with a good curveball like this.
One out, base is empty. The 1-2 is a check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Story is rung up. That curveball is nasty by Baz. His third strikeout. And they're 2-way for Tristan Casas. Tristan moved down in the lineup. 1 for 6 against Shane Baz. $185 and very little slug to start this season. Baz is ready. He throws. And a strike right in the middle of the plate at 98, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, I mean, Tristan's got good numbers against them, so I think there's confidence there. Obviously, just not looking for the fastball up in the zone right there.
0-1. Here's the pitch, and it's swung on and missed. That was a fastball that I think that's the changeup from Baz.
It is at 90 to 92. It's got some good dive. It's almost split action down and away from lefties. If he's able to go north and south, that 98 at the top, curveball and split down and off, I mean, might be in for a long one.
2 for 5 with 2 home runs is Casas against Baz. 2 down, base is empty. The pitch is outside. One again with a changeup. That one missed, and it's 1-2. It's crazy to be here and not in the month of March. This is the spring training home.
It has a weird feel to it. I'm with you.
1-2. Casas waits. The pitch is in there, but called a ball. Wow. I mean, that's an absolutely brutal miss by the home plate umpire tonight. That is in the middle of the plate.
That buckled 2 people.
And Mike Mishlinski just totally missed it.
That buckled Casas and got Mike back there.
Wow. 2-2. Pitch is a swing and a miss. He tried to check. And Mike says, I'm not calling that a check after that. Inning over, the Red Sox go down in order. Baz strikes out the side. And he is dialed in to start this game. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Tampa from the Shaws and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
And we're back with Canva Presents Secret Sounds Work Edition. Caller, guess this sound.
It's a mouse click.
So close. That's actually publishing a website with Canva Docs. Next caller.
Definitely a mouse click.
Nice try. It was sorting 100 sticky notes with a Canva whiteboard. We also would have accepted resizing a Canva video into 10 different sizes.
What? No way.
Yes way. One click can go a long way. Love your work at canva.com.
Hey, Rhode Island. Keep it real with the Ballybet Casino app. You can play with real dealers plus win real cash. It's got hundreds of slots you can play on your phone when you're out on the go or hanging at home. Just download the app. If you're 21, tap the Ballybet tile and fire up the fun. Play blackjack, baccarat, even roulette. Real dealers, real money, real fun. Ballybet. Must be 21 plus, Rhode Island only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-9-GAMBLE. Ballybet Casino. Download it.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Hey, it's Tanner Houck. This is the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Sox need a good start here from Tanner Houck, who gave up the homer to Diaz in the first. In the second inning, his first pitch by Christopher Morel is fouled off his foot. It is 0-1. Shane Baz looks totally dialed in right now, Will.
Yeah, and that's a bad combination with how this offense has been going the past week or so. It's just, you hate when you give up an early run and you think, oh, God, here we go. Like, are they going to be able to get on base and score some runs? And it just doesn't look that way right now.
Morel, the longtime Cub, grounds it up the middle into center field. Diving stop by Hamilton. He comes to his feet, throws to first, not in time. That was a remarkable try by Hamilton. I think Morel might have pulled a hamstring or something going down the line. He's in a lot of discomfort. Great range by Hamilton, but more contact against Houck, and the leadoff man is aboard.
Hard contact at that. I don't think that was I don't know if it was a hammy or if that was from when he hit the ball off of himself, that first pitch. I think that's what, that foot or the ankle, wherever he hit the ball off, that first pitch of the at-bat, I think that's what's hurting him. But he was getting down the line just fine.
I mean, he can't move right now at first base.
They must know about his pain threshold because no one is going out there. Yandy Diaz is another one of those guys.
Wear it, bud.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like, looking at Yandy Diaz, nothing can possibly hurt him. Balls just bounce off of him. The balls get dented. Here is Cameron Meisner, left-handed hitter. And a sweeper misses down and in for ball one. This Houck thing right now, Will, with contact and loud contact, is becoming an issue.
Yeah, it is. He's not tricking anybody right now.
1-0. The pitch is way outside. A sinker that's not close.
So that's it. It's either uncompetitive pitches that get him into 2-0, 3-1 counts, and then he has to throw it over the middle of the plate, or even early in counts, just getting them to the heart of the plate where you just can't live in the big leagues.
2-0. Double play depth behind him. The pitch is hammered high and deep into right center field. You can forget about it. It is way gone. Cameron Meisner lifts off a hanging slider. Adios, and it's 3-0 Tampa. I mean, this ballpark has seen the second most homers of any yard in the first couple weeks of the big league season. But that pitch right there is going to be launched in almost every stadium in the major leagues.
Yeah, but a 2-0 sweeper, they're just sitting on it. You know, that has me starting to think, like, do they have a tip on Houck? Because they've been all over everything so far. Splits, fastballs, doesn't matter. I'm not saying that's the case. He is missing over the middle of the plate.
Here's Taylor Walls, who fouls it off on the third base side. A nightmare start for the Red Sox here in downtown Tampa. We're right across the street from the home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium. Here's a pitch that's high, and it's 1-1. Houck is fighting it to start the season. He was in spring training. He is such a unique pitcher. He's working more quickly now. The 0-1 totally misses in the dirt, a splitter, and it's 2-1.
We saw that in his last start against the Blue Jays last week. He got in a good rhythm. He was throwing strike one. He was working fast, and that's where he needs to be, but he just cannot find that rhythm right now.
1-1, the pitch. That's a slider outside. Alex Cora told us before the game, Will, that he thinks the slider sweeper that really moves east to west sets up everything for Houck, and he doesn't have it. The 3-1. That's a bad miss again. Ball four. Man, Tanner is on the ropes here. After the two-run homer, a walk. And here come the Rays with Danny Jansen here in the second.
Yeah, the sweeper I thought was better in his last start against the Blue Jays, but it was also better because he was 1-2, 0-2 a lot and could generate some chase. You're not going to get that in 2-0, 2-1 counts.
Here's Jansen. The pitch is swung on and missed. A 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's on one. I mean, the reason Dennis Eckersley coined the nickname Cool Hand Luke, Tanner forever just took the mound and looked insurmountable in a lot of ways. The 0-1 is swung on and missed. He was so dominant. He attacked. He had nasty stuff. And for the first now 4 starts of this season, it's just not the same guy on the mound. You know, it must be killing him out there. 0-2. Pitch is outside. He's had bad springs before, Will, and then when the bright lights turn on, he just flips a switch, right. But he has not yet this season.
Yeah, you can look at the stuff, you can look at the lack of swing and miss, and I think all of it comes back to just not getting strike one.
1-2. Here's a hanging slider that's popped up into shallow right field, back of the first base bag. Casas will yield to Hamilton. Play is made, and there's one away. But, Will, even that, I mean, a year ago, 2 years ago, in a 0-2 count to Danny Jansen, that does not get that much of the strike zone. He got away with it there.
Yeah, I don't know if it's mechanics, if it's, you know, them trying to get a pitch shape a certain way, but the sweeper is definitely smaller. I mean, there's no way around that. You look at the numbers, you look at the pitch profiles and the spin and the shape and all that. it's smaller. And in his mind, he's releasing it at the same point, but it's not breaking off the plate. It's staying on it.
Here's Jake Mangum, left-handed hitter. 3-0 Tampa Bay, the pitch. Chopper over the mound, coming in his Story. His only plays at first. He's got to hurry. Goes to first, not in time. Infield hit. Unlucky for Houck, but the Rays now have 2 on with 1 out.
That's nice play by Trevor. He comes in, and as soon as it hits his glove right behind the mound, he gets it out to first very quickly. It's a good throw, just not in time to get the base runner.
So now Yandy Diaz, who homered to begin the bottom of the first inning with 2 on and only 1 out. Tanner's always been such an interesting study on the mound. A lot of moving parts, very fluid actions. Just a little bit off at the moment. What a spot this is. The pitch to Yandy misses way outside. Easy take on a sweeper, and it's 1-0.
Well, Yandy knew what he wasn't getting there, and it was a fastball in. He could pretty much book a slider off the plate to start this at bat.
That's the one he launched to begin this game. 1-0. The pitch is just inside. A sinker at 95. And it is 2-0. It's now amazing. In 17 2/3 innings, Houck has allowed 21 hits. Pitch here is way outside, a sweeper, and it's 3-0.
So I'm looking at 2024 Houck's sweeper. It had 2.5 inches more break versus other right-handed sweepers. This year, it's about the same as everyone else's. It's 1/2 inch more break, so it's definitely got way less than normal.
3-0, that's a strike. Yandy took a 97-mile-an-hour fastball at the bottom of the zone, and it's 3-1.
So our eyes aren't tricking us. The numbers clearly back that up, that pitch just isn't breaking as much as it used to.
3-1, 2 on, 1 out. Pitch is another strike. Good one there. Splitter at the bottom of the zone. It is what made him such an alien. The ability to land the sinker, the splitter, and the slider in perfect spots. That breaking ball just has so much more loop to it right now. 3-2 big pitch is strike 3 called on the outside corner. That's the best sweeper he's thrown, and a huge second out.
Yeah, and in that at bat, he pitched to the edges and almost lived between the chalk line and the edge of the plate. Where that's where Houck is at his best. That's where he's pitching, just off the plate. But we're seeing uncompetitive pitches. The first 2 pitches of the at bat, he gets to 2-0, he gets to 2-1, 3-1, and has to throw pitches over the plate. And with the lack of movement, he's getting hit hard.
That's a
good answer there.
Out. Here's Lau. The pitch is a little bit low. He tried to splitter and missed with it. So that is ball 1. Spring is here. Ham it up with spiral sliced ham at Shaw's and Star Market just in time for your Easter feasts. 1-0 to Lau. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Man, that's a good splitter there, and it's 1-1.
It is. And look, I just want to mention this place is packed, Willie.
It is.
It's sold out. I know it's a smaller stadium. It holds just over, 10,000? But it's fun to play in front of this rather than 10,000 at the Trop where it looks empty.
1-1 to Lau misses. You know the Rays players love it. I mean, the thing is, playing in a minor league facility is not new for them because the Trop is at the bottom of the barrel, and there's real energy here. 2 balls and a strike. Houck is ready. He throws. And a swing and a miss. He's thrown 3 splitters in this at bat, and it's 2-2.
The split looks really good so far. It's going to be a pitch that we have to pay attention to over as these innings go on, because he's not feeling the slider right now very much. If he has to go to the split as his best secondary pitch, he's going to have to start locating the fastball, or they'll start just sitting on that split.
3-0 Rays, 2 on, 2 out in this bottom of the second inning. Houck is ready. He throws, and he misses just a little low. That's a lot of splitters to 1 hitter, and it's 3-2. Pitch cut up on the Subaru of New England scoreboard in a moment. A little love goes a long way in the 25 Subaru Forester Hybrid. 3-2. Runners go. The pitch is lined into left field. That's a base hit. Coming home to score is Walls. Duran picks it up off the turf. Throw goes to second. Relay from Hamilton. Tag and save. 2-run score. It's 5-0 Tampa, and a total communication breakdown in the outfield. Rays are all over the Red Sox here tonight.
There's absolutely no way that base runner should score on that ball to left field. It was over in the gap. Jaron did a great job to get over and cut that off. But instead of going to Trevor Story, he went to second base thinking there was no way third base coach extending that base runner. But that's his job. He watched where that throw is going. As soon as it's going towards second base, you send that runner. That's a tough turn for Hamilton at second base to get the runner at home, and he almost did. But you got to hit the cutoff man there. You got to go to Trevor Story.
He's got his arms in the air, Trevor does, between left field and the home plate area. Will, there's no sugarcoating this. For a week now, the Red Sox defense has not been good enough.
No, they've been bad. There's no way around it. They'll tell you that too, right? They got to find a way to clean this up, because otherwise it's going to be a really long year if they keep playing defense like this, because now it's not only physical errors, now you're starting to see mental errors, and that can't happen.
Here's Junior Caminero, right-handed hitter. 5-0 Tampa. Pitch is grounded to short. Story's got a room service up. He throws to second in time, and the inning is over. But Tampa's got 2 homers. A little help from the Red Sox, a 5th run. It is 5-0. Going to the third on the Shaws and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hey, can you hand me that 11/16?
Here you go.
Thanks.
So, you still loving your new garage?
Yep. Building it with QSI was the best decision.
QSI, huh?
QSI got the job done fast and right, and I was able to set it up just like I always wanted. Jess even told her sister she's throwing a one-person parade since I'm not underfoot anymore.
Let QSI turn your dream shop into reality. Visit QualityStructures.com today.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
What We Spend is a new podcast that explores something we almost never talk about. Every week, you'll hear a different guest share everything they spend their money on. What We Spend is available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Christian Campbell leads off against Shane Baz, and the Red Sox need a spark and a whole lot more. 5-0 Tampa after 2. The pitch to Christian is a strike. On the outside corner, it's 0-1. He's the 7th batter, sponsored by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers, Boston's go-to injury attorney for over 30 years. 0-1 to Campbell. 309 with a couple homers. The pitch. Swinging a high drive deep to right field. That is way back, and that is way, way gone. Maybe that's the spark the Red Sox needed. Campbell launches, and it is 5-1.
Yeah, that ball's torched. Makes it 5-1, right? So it doesn't feel quite as good. But the way Baz has been throwing the ball, you're thinking, man, 5 runs, no shot. We can come back from this with how they've been swinging the bat, and they continue to give up runs. But hanging slider right there, Christian Campbell, 104.5 off the bat. That was smoked.
He needed that in the worst way. He's got the Wally mask on. So 17 games in a row to start his career. He's been on base. That is on base and then some. Here's David Hamilton. The pitch is outside. Will, you've been in these spots, right, where it feels in a way hopeless, where the starter's locked in, your guy is not throwing his best stuff. You're in a 5-run hole as time is called. And who knows what's going on here with Mike Mashlinsky, maybe a pitch-com issue for Shane Baz. But sometimes one swing, one moment can give a club hope, can it?
Of course. I mean, the power. I mean, there's hardly been any homers at all. It was 7 games in a row until Story hit one yesterday in Chicago. You normally don't see that from the Boston Red Sox. I understand the weather, this and that. I get it. But there's been a lot of singles, and that's been about it, and then leaving guys on with strikeouts. So homers sometimes can, wake you up and get you going a little bit.
So here's Hamilton, who has not played nearly as much as he thought starting this season. He takes a pitch inside, and it is 2-0. And Hamilton had a fabulous spring training. Huge part of everything last year. But given the lineup and the depth, he just has not hit enough. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. And it is 2-1 from Baz to Hamilton.
And part of him not hitting enough, he's not really getting consistent at bats, which is kind of the odd man out right now with what Christian Campbell's doing.
This is his 19th at bat of the whole year. The 2-1 is low. Wow. Fastball at 98, so maybe the homer rattles Baz a little bit. It's 3-1.
He also went to a slider, which he hadn't even thrown yet. Got a little cute, right? His fastball, changeup, curveball combination was doing the job.
3-1. Run in for the Sox. The pitch is popped up back behind the plate. That will find the seats. And it is 3-2. Cut up on the Subaru of New England scoreboard in a moment. Right now, the only score that matters is Rays 5, Red Sox 1. 3-2 to Hamilton. The pitch. Swinging a high drive into left center field. It'll hang up. Over to make the play from center is Meisner. And Hamilton's gone, one away. Little love goes a long way in the 25 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Giants in Philadelphia lead 6-3 after 3. Royals are in the Bronx playing the Yankees. They're scoreless in the top of the third. Here's Carlos Narvaez. He fouls it straight back. The screen good. Balanced cut there. 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's 0-1.
You know, I'm starting to wonder with the signing of Yasmani Grandal. He reported to Worcester yesterday, I believe. Assuming he will possibly be playing here soon. He probably has an opt-out. And the reason you sign him is you want to get him here ASAP to be that backup catcher.
Started in Double-A, arrived at Worcester yesterday, and there's no coincidence in that move. The pitch to Narvaez is a strike right in the heart of the plate with a curveball. It's 0-2. Blake Sabol, the Red Sox brought him in. Minor league contract, came over, made the team when Connor Wong fractures his finger, but that was hard to watch behind the plate. The 0-2 is a fastball to Narvaez, up and away, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, the Grandal move isn't, you're not signing this guy saying, oh, I hope he comes over and hits 320 homers, right? It's just a guy that you can plug in to give Narvaez a break, who can handle a pitching staff, push the right buttons.
Narvaez takes a curveball inside, and it's 2-2.
It's essentially to be a good defensive player.
Sox trailing 5-1. Christian Campbell launched a big-time homer to get them on the board, but Tanner Houck has allowed 2 homers already tonight. Top of the third inning, the pitch. Narvaez pops it up on the first base side. Down the line, in time to make the play is Rays first baseman Aranda, and they're 2 away.
This is one guy right here, Jarren Duran. I want to see him get going. I know there's been a lot of loud outs and this and that, but he also, even with that said, hasn't looked like himself. And I'm not just looking at the numbers. There's been a little bit less contact than we're accustomed to seeing.
2 down, bases empty, a run in. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. That was a borderline pitch, but called given, and it's 0-1. Yeah, 225 on base, only 282 for Duran. 0-1. The pitch is called a strike. That was perfect from Baz, and it's 0-2.
That's pain. First pitch changeup, right? You get him out front, you check swings, he takes it, but it's called strike. And then 98 just dotted down and away. And as a hitter, you're thinking, all right, he's got to go to the big curveball down and right. But you can't start sitting breaking balls against guys like this because he throws nearly 100.
0-2 to Duran. Devers would be next. Here's the pitch. Sharon swings and misses. He got him with a great changeup. The inning is over. Well, the Red Sox get the leadoff homer from Campbell. Well, that's it. They need Houck to find a way here as we go to the bottom of the third. 5-1 Tampa. Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
I'm Jordan Robinson, host of the new podcast, The Women's Hoop Show. Each episode, I'll be joined by a rotating group of women's basketball experts to talk WNBA, college hoops, the new Unrivaled League, and the shifting landscape of the sport. The game is growing, and so are we. Listen to and follow the Women's Hoop Show and Odyssey podcast, available now for free on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're celebrating more than 250 years of history in Massachusetts. From the cobblestone streets of Boston to the shores of Cape Cod and the hills of the Berkshires, Massachusetts is where history comes to life. Whether you're standing where the American Revolution began or visiting Fenway Park, the oldest ballpark in America, you're exploring the stories that shaped our nation. Massachusetts 250, proud partner of the Boston Red Sox. Revolutions start here. Come see what's next. Learn more at massachusetts250.org.
Want to listen to WEEI on the go? Just download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Tanner Houck needs a good half inning. He faces Jonathan Aranda. The pitch to him misses outside, ball one. It's 5-1 Tampa, and will these first 2.5 innings have been a nightmare for the Red Sox. Pitch is inside, a splitter, and it's 1-1.
It's just kind of been more of the same, honestly. This is what it's been for the last couple series, is giving up runs, making bad plays on defense.
2-0 is a ground ball up the middle. It shoots through into the outfield for a base hit. It's another rocket off the bat. It was on the turf, but Tanner Houck is not missing bats, and the leadoff man is aboard in the third.
No, but once again, it was ball one. First pitch, ball. You know, as a hitter, which I did for a little bit, not great, but I was there. You know, it's like when it was 0-1 or 1-0, it completely changed my mentality at the plate and how I felt. You're not defensive. You are in charge of the at-bat.
Here's Chris Morrell. At first, the pitch is on the ground into left field, a base hit. Sinking fastball in on the hands, and here come the Rays again. They get 2 on with nobody out. So Houck has now allowed 6 hits, a couple of homers. Cameron Meisner. So he's a little bit off, a lot off his Houck. And yet the offense will. This is a great place to hit. Baz has been good, but they've already punched out 5 times in 3 innings.
So if we go back to March 22nd when he faced the Rays at Tampa Bay, 3 2/3.
Here's Meisner, ball 1 outside.
12 hits, 10 earned runs.
Safe to say they got something on him.
That's what makes me think the way they 2-0 sweeper gets hit out of here, like you're sitting on that in the second inning. Like, what?
He sets at the belt here, 2 on, nobody out. The pitch is on the ground to the right side, and it's off the glove of Hamilton. He keeps it in front of him, which is a big play because it holds the runner Aranda at third, but Tampa has the bases loaded with nobody out.
The more and more I look at this, the more I start saying maybe he's tipping something, right? Because they're laying off pitches that are close. There have been a lot of uncompetitive pitches, and they have been getting ahead in counts, 1-0, 2-0. But even in counts when he gets ahead, they're on pitches, the splits, everything. So something to keep an eye on here.
What's crazy is we're in the third inning, and right now Tanner Houck has got to keep the club in the game. It's 5-1. They got the bases loaded with nobody out. The pitch to Walls is strike one splitter, and it's 0-1. Yankees and Royals scoreless. Rivalry report sponsored by River Spring Residences. Setting a new standard for memory care in New York City. Here's a swing and a miss and a good fastball. And it's 0-2. He is such a fearsome competitor, Tanner Houck is. You know that this is just killing him on the mound.
Yeah, of course.
0-2. Swinging a double play ball to second. Got to turn it. Hamilton to second for one. Relay to first. In time. No, they called him safe. They'll challenge that with the Red Sox. I thought
from here he looked out.
Easily beat him to the bag. I mean, Walls does run well. Red Sox, who knows what the infrastructure here is to the video room. A run is in at 6-1 Tampa, and they won't look, I guess. Wow.
It wasn't hit extremely hard, and David Hamilton was kind of pushed over in the four-hole, so it was a longer developing double play. But to the naked eye, I was with you. I thought he was out.
So 6-1, and now at the corners with one down. Now he gets the right-handed hitter. Jansen, more traditional double play depth. Houck throws, and a slider on the ground to third, bobbled by Bregman. Another run's going to come home, and it's 7-1 Tampa. The Red Sox defense right now is not good enough, and Tampa leads by 6.
All right, that ball's hit hard to third, but Alex Bregman makes that play. And you got to make that play. It's one step to his left, and it just clanks off the glove. It's anything and everything seems to be going wrong right now defensively for the Boston Red Sox.
This thing is kind of snowballing right now. For a team that is really in a rut, the opener in Chicago felt like the low point, but man, challenging that tonight. Here's Jake Mangum, left-handed hitter. The pitch, high fly foul down the left field line. It's not the most important thing that's happened in these 3 innings. I will go to my grave thinking that the new defensive alignment against left-handed hitters at double play depth does not do pitchers service. The 0-1 is down and in. The second baseman just has so much of a harder time turning the double play. Right. In the last 2 years, the Red Sox have gotten killed by that play.
Right, and I understand moving that second baseman over to the right side a little more to get more range on those pulled ground balls.
Here's the 1-1. It's swung on and missed. A splitter in the dirt, but it gets away from Narvaez. So from second over to third goes Meisner, and now the Rays, still with only one out, have him at the corners. I think there's a bigger picture issue developing now, Will, and that is now it's 3 years in a row where the Red Sox, quite frankly, have not been good enough defensively.
But why? Why is this team not better? You have a Gold Glover at third base. You have Trevor Story healthy and on the field. I can understand some growing pains at second base, but Tristan should be better at first.
7-1 the score. Here's a foul back to the screen. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
This team should absolutely be much better than what we've seen over the last 2 years, 3 years in the infield.
And they've shown it at times early in the year. They were better, but this week, man, the errors piling up. One and two. Here's the pitch. And it's off the mound, up the middle. It is misplayed by Story into the outfield, a base hit. And so Walls will score the throw to third late. Tag not nearly in time. It is 8-1 Tampa. That's not an easy play for Story behind the second base bag.
It's not. I've been in that position with balls up the middle like that. You kind of almost lose it when the pitcher stabs at it. It goes almost through the pitcher, and then it's right around the bag, which gets a little weird for infielders. Trevor, very sure-handed, goes to pick up that short hop and go try to turn that double play. Just can't glove it.
This is becoming an absolute nightmare for the Red Sox tonight. They trail 8-1 in the third inning. Defense has let them down. Houck has been hammered. They got to find a way to stop the bleeding right here. Here's Yandy Diaz, who started the Rays party with a homer in the first. 8-1 Tampa. There's still only one out. Pitch is low. Sweeper, and it's 1-0.
You know, just watching Houck and trying to figure out what's going on. It's not a health thing. We've seen 96 multiple times. The ball's coming out of his hand well.
Pitch misses inside. Throw to second as the runner goes. Not in time. Head first slide. The Rays now have it second and third as Mangum takes second base.
I mean, the Rays just pouring it on as much as they can here early in the game, where with a big lead you can still steal bags and it not be an issue. Just continuing to put pressure on a struggling defense.
This is an absolute assault right now. 2-0. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Yandy really helped Houck there. And that was a non-competitive sweeper, but he got him to offer at it, and it's 2-1. It's the 18th game of the season, but I would imagine there's real shell shock in the Red Sox dugout right now. The pitch from Houck is swung on, missed. It's 2-2. A really good sinking fastball.
Of course there is. There's a lot of different emotions. You're angry. You're frustrated. You're confused at how many things are going wrong right now, because you see the talent on paper. You see the talent right in front of you. You see flashes of it. But where's the consistency? Like, how is this snowballing into such a thing right now?
9-1 Tampa. The pitch is lined into right field. That's a base hit. Abreu plays it on one hop. One run scores in Jansen. Mangum will hold at third. And it is all Tampa tonight.
That's another sweeper from Houck. That's off the plate, not a strike. And Yandy just reaches out and barrels it. It's already, 5 hits and an error this inning?
Snowball going downhill so far. Here's Lau. He takes low. Splitter. And it's 1-0. You can't see the bullpens here. We don't know if anybody is up. Now we see a shot. Fulmer is going to throw. He just got to the ball club today. The 1-0 is a little bit outside. Sneaking fastball, 2-0. Two and 0. 9-1 Tampa. The pitch way outside. Citgo sponsors this third inning. Whether you're crossing the state line or just going cross town, Club Citgo can save you money on every fill up along the way. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. It's been a wild inning. Pitch. That's not close. 4-pitch walk from Houck to Lau. And I think the Red Sox are probably thinking Tanner's now thrown 61 pitches. This is not going to be his day. They are probably eager to get Fulmer ready and into this game right now.
It would be, yep. And here comes Alex, to your point.
There is no sugarcoating what's going on right now with this Boston Red Sox team. Houck was hammered today. Defense has failed him, and the Rays have ambushed the Red Sox. It's the bottom of the third inning. Houck departs with the bases loaded. It's 9-1 Tampa. And Michael Fulmer going to make his big league Red Sox debut when we return to the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
During this call to the bullpen, your New England Ford dealers remind you that this is the perfect time to check out all their great Ford truck offers at buyfordnow.com. You'll find special deals on Ford F-150, built Ford tough and smarter than ever. The legendary Super Duty, our most capable heavy-duty pickup, and the turbocharged Granger, ready for your next adventure. Visit buyfordnow.com and see why now's the time to buy or lease your new Ford truck.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturo Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
Well, what a way for Michael Fulmer to pitch in a big league game for the first time since the summer of 2023. Just came up with the Richard Fitz injury. And the bases are loaded. He was in a camper west of Worcester a couple days ago and got the call, and here he is.
Down by the river?
Is that Bill Shakespeare over there?
Oh.
That's a big spot for him. I mean, the Red Sox, it's just hard to wrap your head around this, Will. Like, they had the great game yesterday from Crochet, but unfortunately, so many of the things that have been eyesores to start this season have been here tonight, and Tampa has ambushed them in the opener.
Yeah, and we can sit here and say, oh, maybe they had a tip on Tanner, they were on sweepers, they were on fastballs, but what about the defensive plays that had to be made? They could have minimized damage.
So here's Junior Caminero, hit a 3-run homer yesterday. He grounds one on the left side. It's off the glove of Story. No play made, a run scores, and it's 10-1. The Red Sox are spooked tonight. That's not an easy play, but a lot of deflected balls off gloves.
Yeah, I'm not convinced. I mean, you're not getting 2 outs there. You maybe get the force out at third base because that's so far in the 6 hole. I'm thinking that was the play for Trevor to pick it up and go to Bregman at third, and I think he just pulled his head up a little too early on that. But another play, it's got to be made.
Just kind of steamrolling right now. Him up on the wrist, the heel of the glove. Mercy. Here's a fastball high for ball 1. It's 10-1 in the 3rd inning. And it felt much worse as it happened than the score. Base is still loaded with 1 out. The pitch is swung on and missed.
6 hits, an error, and a walk. His last 9 batters this inning.
And several defensive plays that could have been made that were not. 1-1. Here's the pitch. That's a little bit high. Sweeper. And it's 2-1. You never want to go too crazy over just one ball game. But again, this is a continuation of some patterns that have really hurt the Red Sox. The 2-1 is way outside the change, and it's 3-1. Sloppy defense, a lot of strikeouts. Baz has been good, but Red Sox have not made enough contact.
Well, there's only 1 error on the board in the box score, but there's been mental errors and there's been a lot of plays that should have been made.
3-1 is skied into center field. Campbell drifting back to the warning track. He can't get it. It's off the track. It bounces off the wall. This is going to clear the bases. Trevor Story's relay throw after a double clutch, not in time. It's a 3-run double for Aranda. It is 13-1. I think Campbell is claiming that it bounced off the track and then off the batter's eye. But at this point, that feels totally incidental.
Right. That will send Caminero back to third base, I believe. So it'll save one of those runs for now.
I mean, Will, these are guys with so much pride who are some of the most talented athletes on earth. This is a complete boat race. What are they thinking in the Red Sox dugout?
I mean, this is I mean, you're shocked that things are going this bad right now. You're trying to figure out how to get to the bottom of it. And obviously, in this game, you're not going to figure it out right now. But it's like, what do we need to do different? Like, something's got to change.
They did change it. It said it hit the batter's backdrop, the black screen behind center field. So they put the runner back at third. It's 12-1 Tampa. I would imagine at some point, Will, professional pride comes into this thing here tonight.
Of course. I mean, this is going to be one of those games where probably after the game, one of these veterans stands up in the clubhouse and says something.
Here's a ground ball foul outside of third.
You can't just let this one marinate all night and just go to bed on that, right? Oh, we'll get them tomorrow. No. This has been going on and on and on over the last couple series. So this is where your veterans have to step in and say, hey, this stops now. Whatever you got to do tonight in the morning, when you get here tomorrow, let's clock in and figure this out.
Second and third, they lead. It's 12-1 Tampa. The 0-2 is ripped into left field. That's a base hit, and that will score two. Rolls all the way into the corner, and it is 14-1 Tampa. The throw to second, not in time. Hamilton applies the tag. The Tampa Bay Rays in the bottom of the third inning lead by 13 runs. Ever remember a game quite like this, where it's this one-sided this early.
How many at-bats in a row has it either been a hit or a play that probably should have been made? Right? Feels like 7 or 8 in a row.
So Morel is 3 for 3 with a couple RBIs. Here's Cameron Meisner. Had a 2-run homer himself in the second inning. It is 14-1 Tampa. Strike on the inside corner. Take me back to the Trop, please.
Anywhere. I didn't think I could hate a place more than the Trop, but here we are.
Just incredible. Total whiplash right now. 0-1 is a little bit low. Baseball's hard. This kind of thing can happen. But this is, to your point, Will, like this is a continuation of 2.5 weeks. You take the Cardinals series out of it, they just have not played well enough given the talent and the expectations.
That's the thing, is this team is better than this what you're watching right now. But you got to show it.
1-1, down and in. Cutter from Fulmer. 2-1. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. No one in Boston is clapping their hands right now. Total eyesore of a game. The 2-1, high and outside. Red Sox baseball brought to you by your New England Ford dealers and F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 48 years and the official truck of the Red Sox. Red Sox traded away Quinn Priester, then Richard Fitz got hurt. The pitch is swung on and missed. A 3-1 cutter. And the dirt swung on, and it's 3-2. Pitching depth right now is being tested for the Red Sox. Bayo is going to throw one more rehab start. Alex Cora told us before the game today that he is ahead of Giolito in terms of his proximity to the big leagues.
Yeah, Giolito guessing has 2 more. Bayo probably 1 more. Liam Hendricks not far off. But they're, I think, far bigger problems than that right now.
They're on full display tonight. 3-2. Runner at second. It's 14-1 Tampa. Fulmer's going to take time. I don't know that you've been a part of a game like this, Will, or a run like this where the team strikes out so much. Pitching has had an issue as Narvaez still learning. Fulmer's going to go to the mound and try to talk things through. It's a really weird thing because baseball is every day, and it's not fixable by screaming and yelling and throwing tables.
Right.
But this group right now clearly is in a funk.
They're just missing. I mean, we watch every pitch. They're missing that spark. Like, you know, we saw when St. Louis came to town, and regardless of the weather, regardless of whatever, they had that. And I'm not just talking about the results. You could feel it. the at-bats, the defensive plays.
The body language.
Yes.
3-2 to Meisner, and that's low, ball 4. So Fulmer, 32-year-old right-hander, has walked Meisner. And what's really hard, you've been in dugouts, I have not. This is the 3rd inning, Will. And this is going to be, God willing, the low point of the Red Sox season. And they've got to sit there for the next, 2 hours and just stew with this as a chopper on the first base side is foul.
Yeah, and there's 2 ways to go about it, right? You just kind of get through it and finish it and say, yeah, well, we white flag and then just get through this. Or you still take your at-bats serious. You take these next few innings serious on defense and say, hey, well, instead of waiting till tomorrow to make some changes, let's lock something in right now.
You got a lot of chances here. Here's a pitch that's low. Is that the kind of spot where somebody like Bregman would right now take guys maybe down the tunnel or whatever in the dugout and say, hey, boys, let's lock in?
Probably not right now. I think that would be an after-the-game type thing. It's not, you're not firing the guys up to come back and win this.
Right.
Like, we've watched enough baseball to know that.
1-1 with 2 on and 1 out. It's 14-1 Tampa. Ground ball to first, foul outside of the bag. And it's 1-2. Well, now you need Fulmer to go a long time in this game. You're down by a baker's dozen runs. You don't want to use more arms. I think Alex Cora never does this. We're going to see position players throw in this game.
Oh, absolutely will. Yeah, and what stinks for Fulmer is he just got here. Let's say he throws 60 pitches. Then they might have to DFA him just to bring in someone else to cover innings.
1-2 to Walls. Pitch. High fly into shallow right field. Abreu and Christian Campbell come together, and Willier makes the play. Took 30 minutes to get the second out in the 3rd inning. Just totally shocking tonight. Here's Danny Jansen. Just in second with 2 down. The pitch is ripped down the left field line and foul. Inside the chalk. Strike 1. Tampa Bay has scored 9 runs in the bottom of the 3rd, 4 in the 2nd, 1 in the 1st. 0-1. Fulmer head on a swivel. He throws. Jansen takes a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-2. I get your point about this is not the rah-rah time to try to go win a game. But won't somebody say something about pride and digging deep tonight?
Of course. They should.
0-2. He is outside. Slider.
I think that's probably more Cora and the coaching staff than players. Right now, I think the veteran leadership steps up in the clubhouse after the game, at the hotel, whenever. It'll be tonight.
1-2. The pitch fouled off.
That's kind of the weird thing with baseball too, is you can come out here and get blown out by 20 and then score 10 tomorrow and win 10-3, and that's just the weird thing that is baseball. I mean, from the get-go, from literally the first pitch that Houck threw, something was off.
Yeah. 1-2 to Jansen. 14-1 Rays in the 3rd. The pitch is just outside. You're right, it can change in a blink. And I think, Will, that the Red Sox and we would totally dismiss this game that can happen in the course of a baseball season, were it not for the fact that it reflects a lot of things that have been happening in the first 2 weeks of the season.
That's spot on. This has been a magnification of pitchers getting behind, defense not making plays, and offense not producing runs.
2-2 is pop foul. Straight back.
It's not been one thing with this team. It's been multiple layers of deficiencies that on paper we look at this team and never thought that was even not anything that would happen with this team just because of the pure talent on paper.
2-2 again is up and in. And look, I had this conversation Sunday with Alex in Chicago about Duran and Casas and playing guys and letting lefties hit lefties. And he said, when you know you have a good team, you're willing to be more patient. And I think that's totally true. Wins should come at the later months of this season as another 3-2 pitch is fouled back to the screen. I believe that to be true, but this seems to me, Will, to be one of these early season junctures where it's time to prove that and not say it.
Right, and it's not like 2 or 3 guys, right? It's a lot of guys struggling on both sides of the ball.
14-1 Tampa. First and second with 2 down. Fulmer throws. Swing and a miss. He got him. Cutter. And at last, the inning is over. Tampa scores 9. It is 14-1 Rays after 3 on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
I'm Jenna Fisher. And I'm Angela Kinsey. And together we have the podcast Office Ladies. Just because we finished rewatching The Office does not mean we're going anywhere. Every Wednesday we'll be sharing even more exclusive stories from The Office and our friendship with brand new guests. Plus, you can revisit all the Office Ladies rewatch episodes every Monday with new bonus tidbits before every episode.
So follow and listen to Office Ladies on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Jones and Keefe.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Raffy Devers trying to climb Mount Everest as the Red Sox trail 14-1 as we go to the 4th inning. Shane Baz was in the dugout for a long, long time. First pitch fastball for strike 1. We were talking about this, Will. I think it's so important. Try to find small victories from now to the finish line of this game. 1-1 to Devers. Pitch is inside. Baseball's so driven by adrenaline and focus. It would be easy to sort of let up on a night like this.
Oh, really easy to. Just kind of wave the white flag and say, let's go start over and do this again tomorrow. But, I mean, there's a lot of baseball left.
Especially against a guy like Baz, who's been so good, as Raffy takes up and away 2-1.
Well, there's so many guys on this team that have yet to really get going offensively, that take these at-bats serious. Use them to take some momentum, whatever you can find, to go into tomorrow with.
2-1 to Devers. Bregman out on deck. The pitch is outside. In a lot of ways, you know, the guys in the Red Sox dugout right now are going, really? We got 6 more innings to live this nightmare. Three and 1 to Raffy. He swings and misses. Big cut at a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. And it is 3-2. Devers struck out swinging his first time. Wide open stance. Payoff. In there. Right in the middle of the plate. Raffy bouncing around as if that was a ball, but that was in the center of the plate. And Baz has yet another strikeout. 6 on the evening.
Fastball, bottom of the zone. When you're looking for that hammer curveball, you just can't pull the trigger on it.
So here now Bregman. 14-1 Tampa. The pitch to Bregman. Called a ball in the pitch on the inside part of the plate. And it is 1-0. Baz delivers. Bregman takes curve down and in. And it's 2-0. The fourth inning is brought to you by Cars for Kids. Easiest way to get rid of your old car. Donate today, and your car can be picked up tomorrow. Donate now at carsforkids.com. That's Cars with a K, the 2-0. Strike on the outside corner. Look, the starting pitching has not been good enough for a week, nor has the defense. But if the Red Sox are going to build something and overcome this, it does have to start with the offense. 2-1, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Very late on a fastball. 98. He reared back there, and it's 2-2.
What do we say coming into this season? Oh, this team, regardless of what happens, yeah, the pitching's better, but they're going to score runs. Well, they haven't, except for one series. They're against St. Louis there, Fenway, but they just got to find some consistencies in literally in every part of their game right now.
2-2 to Bregman. Pitch. High drive down the left field line. Gone if fair. It is hooking, and it is foul just outside the pole. But that had a chance, but just a little bit out in front. It stays 2-2.
From here, it looked like it was foul by about a foot.
Wow.
Oh,
wow. I mean,
less.
I think I'd look at that. I think that's a homer.
That almost looked like it redirected, either went right over it or almost skimmed the pole. Because you could almost see it kind of move a little bit, right?
This is a crew chief review situation here. Look, here's the thing. This is a minor league facility. The cameras are at weird angles. The shot we had was sort of on the third base side, so it's impossible to really tell. But I thought the first replay we saw that was gone. I really did.
That went right over it, is what it looked like.
I think that's a homer, don't you?
That went right over, and that's the issue here playing in this stadium. The foul pole's about half the height.
Well, look at the fan who caught it. They're standing inside
watch, this
the
is directly
foul pole.
down it. It disappears right behind it.
Yeah.
That's a homer.
I think it is.
That is a homer. Or because they have these cameras lined up down the lines for this reason.
Yes.
And that ball slightly disappeared right before
There we go. Yeah, I just don't agree with that at all. Confirm that it was foul. I mean, again, maybe we have a bad angle. Look, the NFL just said this, that they're going to put chips in the football, and we're no longer going to rely on the eyes of referees to determine what a first down is. We need the same thing in baseball. Why are there not lasers on the foul poles and in the balls? It shouldn't be that hard to do. I thought that was gone. As it is, it's 2-2 to Bregman. Pitch fouled off on the first base side, out of play. And in this context, it's not that big a deal, but man alive, I really thought that was gone.
Yeah, I think I'd be a little more angry in a closer game. Because it did kind of disappear behind the pole.
They just got to have fun the rest of the way. The 2-2 to Bregman is fouled back to the screen. Not a lot of fun being had in that third base dugout. And this is the first test for this group in this young season.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, the rest of this game, yeah. But I'm turning the page and looking at how do they bounce back after just getting punched in the face.
2-2 to Bregman with one down. Abreu on deck. Sets, he throws. Alex grounds it toward third. It is handled there by Caminero. He crow hops and throws to first in time, but could have been a homer. There's a ground out, and they're two out. Herb Chambers' batting order in this frame brought to you by Herb Chambers Chevy of Danvers. 110th pitch of the game brought to you by 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. 110 Grill. Proud to be an official partner of the WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Here's Willier with two down and the base is empty. Pitch to him. Strike on the outside corner. 1 in the first, 4 in the second, 9 in the third.
It's the fourth. I might order a pizza at some point. I'm getting. We're going to be up here for a while.
Here's the 0-1. Willier fouls it back. What are your toppings? If you're going like
I'm simple.
Pepperoni man?
Pepperoni. I mean, I've never had any pizza that I was like, that's bad. Even bad pizza is good to me.
I know what you're saying. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. He got him with a changeup. Get some pies to the booth in a moment. 14-1 Rays lead on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then You get into the all-new Nissan Morano, and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof, while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather-appointed seats are available features.
College holds a mythic place in American culture. On the new Campus Files podcast, we uncover the scandals you won't hear on the campus tours. Find Campus Files on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
So it was the fourth quarter and we're down by 5. Sweat pouring down my face. Suddenly it hit me. If only I could wrap part of the towel around my forehead. And that's how I became the first basketball player to wear a headband.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
This is Scott McFarlane of McFarlane Energy. While there's no shortage of companies offering air conditioning, heating oil delivery, boilers, furnaces, heat pumps, we stand apart from the rest. Since opening our doors in 1946, our goal has been to deliver the best combination of price, expertise, and equipment to all of Eastern Mass and the Cape.
Upgrade your air conditioning system or ductless mini split before the summer rush and receive $500 off a complete heating or cooling system replacement. Visit McFarlaneEnergy.com or check out their 2,800 Google reviews and 4.9 rating. McFarlaneEnergy.com.
Ask your smart speaker to play 93.7 WEEI. Now back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Yeah, do you take tips, cash or card? We get pizzas in the booth here for the bottom of the fourth as Michael Fulmer continues. Jake Mangum calls it off on the third base side. It is 0-1. Do you like chicken on pizza?
At this point, I'll take some beer on pizza. It's going to be a long one.
0-1 is swung on and missed under the
Chicken
hands.
on pizza? Yes. I'm going to take that serious for a second. But it's got to be like the pesto.
Ooh.
You know, like a pesto
Not
chicken?
barbecue for you.
Yeah, I'll do
I'll
barbecue
do buffalo
too.
chicken pizza
Have
here
you
and now.
seen me eat? I don't care. I'll eat anything. I'll try anything twice.
There's a little bit of a garbage disposal element to you. 0-2 to Mangum. Red Sox trailing 14-1. The pitch is a little bit low. Change up, and it's 1-2.
I do actually, this is going to get me killed, but controversial topping, which is, what's the most controversial topping on pizza? Come on.
Anchovies?
No, gross. Worse. Pineapple.
Oh.
I don't mind it.
I'll do a little Hawaiian. Why not? 1-2 pitch is down and in for Fulmer to Mangum.
I won't go Hawaiian, though. I'll go pepperoni.
Oh, that's good.
And pineapple, a little salty, sweet. Yeah. You know, that'll get me killed on Twitter, but what's new? Here we go.
You're in the crosshairs all the time?
That's all right. That's life.
It certainly is in the modern era. The 2-2 misses outside, and it's 3-2. Aren't you glad you played before Twitter?
I played during Twitter.
Yeah.
I played... social media was still a thing when I was playing.
Seems so much older. The 3-2 is fouled back to the screen.
I just walk really old, but I'm only 36.
But, like, how do you as a player... Do you just...
You got to keep your nose out of it.
Because everybody... In the old days, it was like, don't read the newspapers, don't listen to talk radio.
Right.
So I guess you just had to stay off of it,
you
huh?
definitely don't listen to talk radio. Sorry.
3-2
You don't.
is down and in, ball 4. So Mangum has walked here to begin this fourth inning. How do you do that, though? I mean, you just kind of stay in your little silo?
Yeah, you do. I mean, you spend so much time at the field. It's like, especially if you're young, where you get to the field at 1 o'clock, you're there till midnight, you go home, you sleep, you come back, do it again, rinse and repeat. But, I mean, it is hard because everyone's on their phone and on social media, and even if it's Instagram, somebody's trashing you on one of your posts, you know, it's like...
Here's Yandy Diaz, strike on the outside corner.
Just nature of the beast, and you just, unfortunately, get used to it.
You know, what's interesting, Will, lately is that some managers have started to make some rules in the clubhouse around cell phones. The 0-1 is fouled straight back because you go into the clubhouse now and everybody's kind of just looking down at a screen.
Yeah, Ron Washington did that. That's his thing this year. Was it the Angels?
Yeah, which I love.
Which they're off to a good start. They're actually winning that division, I think. Hit a ton of homers, but it just...
0-2 to Yandy, chop to the third baseman. Bregman, he flips to second for 1. Hamilton over to first, 2, double play.
the best clubhouses are a closely knit group. There's camaraderie in there. You're talking trash to each other. You're hanging out. You're playing cards. And phones create division because you're just kind of doing your own thing.
So easy to just sit there and talk to nobody. It's interesting. This is the ultimate team and yet individual sport. And if you can find ways, bring guys together, seems to really breed wins. Here's a line drive into center field. Campbell races in. He's there to make a head-high grab. And the inning is over. I'm going to ask Will a question about the Red Sox new third baseman. When we come back, we go to the fifth inning. 14-1 Rays. Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? On the podcast What We Spend, guests will, for 1 week, tell us everything they spend their money on.
My son slammed $6 worth of blueberries in 5 minutes.
And everything that makes them feel.
I want to own a house. I want to have a child. But this morning, I really wanted a coffee.
Because at the end of the day, money is always about more than your balance. Listen to and follow What We Spend, an Odyssey original podcast, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, cool,
or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
You're listening to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Top of the fifth, Trevor Story to lead it off against Shane Baz. 14-1 Tampa Bay. Pitch to Trevor's a strike on the inside corner. I told you I was going to ask you something about Alex Bregman. Came over, has checked all the boxes. He has totally embraced sort of his leadership role with this Red Sox club. 0-1, the pitch. Up and in. Man, that's the last thing the Red Sox want. Look out. Fastball high and tight, and it's 1-1. But he's made some misplays at third base. What do you think's going on in his head right now?
You know, the ones there in Boston, those were mainly throws.
Slick track, cold weather.
But we saw a little bit of throwing issues in spring training as well. And then I'm like, it's spring training, like whatever. Right, we'll get the lights will come on, it'll change. Yeah, it was cold in Boston. There were some bad throws from both teams. But today, that one was kind of like in between our glove side that he's got to make that play.
On one, that was just Story's chop foul.
Just a misplay, right? And
but it can happen on a game like this, can't it? I mean, I know that he's a gamer and a leader, but that play, when you're getting blown out, it's easy to kind of sit on your heels, isn't it?
It's easy to sit on your heels, and it's so easy as a leader of the team to be sitting there thinking about everything about all your teammates as well, not just yourself.
So more than just that pitch that's coming to you.
For sure, and that's not an excuse. Like, he's got to make those plays, but I think that could be part of it is
1-2 to Story's pop foul. I think that's really interesting. So as the team is just getting their doors blown off and he comes over here to embrace this thing.
There's more on his plate than most other players on this team, right? He's thinking, all right, how can I bring up this guy that's struggling and this guy that's struggling? How am I going to talk to Houck after this and get him through this mentally so he can come back in 5 days?
1-2 is high.
And then boom, a ball's hit your way and maybe you're not focused. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just telling you from my experiences, I was never a guy making big money and a big leader on a team, so I can't really tell you what's under his hood.
I think it makes a lot of sense. 2-2 to Trevor's Story. The pitch is a little bit outside. The pitching thing's a little interesting because, they got Giolito here as a veteran, but he's not made starts with the Red Sox. Nate Eovaldi's gone. they're a very young
Crochet's
pitching
25,
staff. Crochet is in his second year as a starter. Here's the 3-2, and it's ripped down the left field line, but foul. And out of play. This is a test for Andrew Bailey because Tanner right now is not himself. And, in years past, I think we would have looked out and Nate Eovaldi would have had his arm around him and talked him through it.
Right.
It's a question of how that happens this year.
And I think Houck's temperament and mentality will help him through that. Yeah. Just get back to the drawing board.
3-2, fouled off.
But, as much as we sit here and talk about the pitch shape and this and that, it's like he knows all that.
Yeah.
Like he watches every pitch over and over again. They share all that information with him. And I'm going to keep coming back to this. I think Tampa has something on him. That's 2 times he's faced his team and gotten crushed.
3-2. Swing and a miss. He blew him away. Did Baz. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Story's gone. And there's one away on the Subaru of New England scoreboard. And we check in around the American League East. The Royals had an early lead, but the Yankees have scored 4 runs. They lead 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th in the Bronx. Braves 8, Blue Jays 1. Orioles have the day off. Here's the pitch to Casas, who really needs something good to happen offensively. He takes a low curveball, and it's 1-0. Little love goes a long way in the 25 Subaru Forester Hybrid. Learn more at SubaruofNewEngland.com. 1-0. Casas pops it up. Outside of third, a long run for Caminero. He's out of room. Into the seats, and it's 1-1.
Looking at Houck, too, is like, and this is another reason I think they have something on it. Just the law of averages in baseball. That many balls put in play, there's normally not that many hits and that many hard hit balls. He was 30% splitter, fastball, and sweeper.
1-1. Outside. Remember the end of Chris Sale's time with the Red Sox? It was the Orioles who destroyed him.
Yes.
And
they had
started
something
in spring training. He gave up 3 homers, and then it just carried into the regular year.
I mean, I remember playing. There were random guys we would have stuff on, and another team might not have it because we had the guy who found it. And it's subtle things.
2 balls and a strike. 14-1 Tampa. Top of 5th. Pitch. Swing and a miss. It's hard because it's a guy like Shane Baz who has great stuff, Will. But these are at-bats that matter to Casas. He has not been himself at the plate.
Of course, and Baz could easily say, you know what, I'm up 13.
2-2, swing and miss. He got him.
I'm going to, pitch differently, just like pound the zone. He's pitching like it's a 1-run game still. He's throwing first pitch breaking ball, first pitch changeup. Still pitching exactly the same. Not like he's got a 13-run lead.
Well, Red Sox are making history in the wrong ways tonight. Here's Campbell, who hit a homer, their only run of the game. 14-1. Pitch is down and in. Code word of the game is Rays, R-A-Y-S. Make sure to enter your code word in the member portal today to claim your points. It's only the 25th time in American League history a starter has allowed 10 earned runs over 2 1/3 or fewer innings pitched. Amazing. First time the Red Sox have done it as Campbell swings and misses, and a fastball, and it's 1-1. You know that Tanner Houck is just in it in the clubhouse right now. 1-1 is swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. He's such an intuitive pitcher in a way, Will. I mean, you said it. Like, he embraces all the analytics and TrackMan and all this stuff. But he beats to his own, he marches to the beat of his own drum, and I think right now he is definitely deep in thought in the Red Sox clubhouse.
Well, too, is as a starting pitcher, you want to give your team a chance to win.
1-2. Campbell drives it foul down the right field line and out of play.
And so you just, not only do you let down the team in that aspect of giving up a ton of runs and you don't have a chance to win, but now it also costs your bullpen. Right, and those are your boys, the pitchers. The starting staff's one thing, but the bullpen and the starters try to protect each other. And coming out of the game that early, it's going to cost the bullpen.
2 down in the 5th. The pitch to Campbell is down and in. People love the fact that you like pineapple on pizza. I don't think that's that controversial.
Be surprised. Probably get death threats.
2-2 with 2 down in the 5th. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul off his hip. Desert Island, you can only have one kind of pizza. Are you thin crust, hand-tossed? You probably are not going to take deep dish for your only choice.
No, I'd probably go thin crust. I like thin crust.
You could probably have like 4
but if you get it
thin crusts in one sitting.
Probably, yeah.
Doing 2 to
Can I
Campbell.
talk my belly button? Yes, I can.
The pitch. Swing and a miss. He goes down to a knee. He is gone. And the inning is over. Halfway home, mercy. 14-1 Rays over the Sox in the Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Radio station marketing department, how can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling from Canac to buy ad space for our 150th anniversary.
Really?
Yep, Canac was founded in 1875.
You realize no one cares about that, right?
Well, it's not every day a Quebec company turns 150.
My advice, keep your money and wait for something more interesting.
Like what?
Like your ridiculous prices for starters.
Oh, still have those.
If I were you, I'd talk about that.
Again?
Dude, I'd go all in on that.
Not Canac's 150th anniversary.
Nuh-uh.
Well, okay then. Thanks.
Don't mention it.
We're in Baton Rouge at the original Raising Cane's with the man that started it all.
Wait, are you the Yes Chef guy?
Todd started this place 28 years ago with one goal in mind: making the best chicken fingers in the world. We got their famous box combo, chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries, Texas toast slaw, and their world famous cane sauce. Could shed a tear right now.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Do you know what really went down the night John Belushi died? Or about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's snatch and grab gang and The Rock's nearly 10 arrests? These stories and more are told in the new podcast, Hollywoodland, where true crime and Tinseltown collide. Hollywoodland is hosted by me, Jake Brennan, creator of the award-winning music and true crime podcast, Disgraceland. Follow and listen to Hollywoodland wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Junior Caminero to lead it off against Michael Fulmer as we go to the bottom of the 5th. 14-1 Tampa. Strike on the outside corner. Pizza delivery on the way to the booth here at Steinbrenner Field. There will be no shrimp on our pizza.
Oh,
There's
God.
a pitch that misses outside. It's 1-1.
That's just, some things just don't make sense. That's one of them.
Mm-hmm. A lot of things about you don't make sense. The 1-1 pitch is a strike at the top of the zone.
Please continue.
Like how you're so handsome.
Okay.
And smart all at once.
Okay.
14-1 Tampa. You made the cross-state drive from basically the West Palm area to Tampa today as a pitch is outside. Fouled back to the screen, 1-2.
Awful drive. Yeah, there's like a 70-mile stretch. I don't remember what highway it is. I blacked out at this point where it's just one lane.
Yeah.
You know, and you're having to like pass semis.
Here's the 1-2. High in the air to deep right center field. This is trouble. It's back to the track at the wall, and it is gone. Wow. Into the jet stream. Caminero hits his 4th home run of the year. And it is 15-1 Tampa. These are some of the swings we were expecting from the Red Sox tonight. It's been all Rays tonight.
This place is a bandbox, right? What was that, 34, 35 homers now? It was second only at the time to, guess what, Yankee Stadium, same dimensions, but you're not outside in the humidity with the wind blowing out. It's still cold up north. But my goodness, The ball is flying.
There's Jonathan Aranda, who's been great again tonight. He's 2 for 3 with a couple driven in and 2 runs scored. He takes a pitch outside for ball 1. You know, in a baseball season, you do say, whatever, we'll just flush this game, move on from it. Here's a pitch that's outside. The problem is for the Red Sox, this is 2 in the last 4 games that you had to say that. They got blown out in the opener in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't think you just flush this and forget it. I think this is one you got to take a lot from and say, hey, you know, maybe not sounding the alarms at this point in the season, but there's some big issues right now that need to be fixed.
2-0 pitch misses low. It's 3-0 to Aranda.
This isn't just it's a bad game.
Here's the pitch, and it is a strike. So how does that work in a clubhouse? And as an individual player, Will, because you can't effort your way into being better. It's not about focus or want to.
Because these guys are all trying as hard as they can right now.
3-1 is popped up on the infield. Story, Bregman come together. Dark skies help tonight. It comes down into the glove of Trevor. And there's the first out in the 5th. So how do you do that? How do you internalize and turn this thing around?
Well, it's not, this isn't, okay, well, we got blown out, so now we got to turn it on. I mean, this has been a week of this, of bad at-bats and a lot of swing and miss and guys not shortening up with 2 strikes and booting balls.
Christopher Morel swings and misses.
So there's got to be, yes, like there's a team aspect, obviously, not like a rah-rah thing, but like where these guys say, hey, individually, we got to lock in on our work.
It's each guy doing it. The 0-1 is a strike.
There's got to be the right conversations being had. You can't keep looking back at this game and saying, well, this and this and this. It's like, all right, we got to do this to get better. Here's A, B, and C.
0-2 is just outside. But how about guys like Bregman and Story, who are so veteran? They've made these plays so many times, and they just didn't tonight.
Well, you lean on the fact knowing that ability-wise, you make these plays, and sometimes you...
1-2 is outside.
There's just the ebbs and flows of baseball where sometimes when it rains, it pours, right? And right now it's raining cats and dogs. And that's just, sometimes it goes that way. And the veterans know, hey, we're going to come out of this.
2-2. Fouled off. Because it's interesting to me, Will, because, you know, these pitchers have not done enough early in games to kind of keep the Red Sox in these games. But the defense has not stood tall behind them at all.
No, not at all. It's hard to think back now and say, well, what would be the score if this play, and this play were made?
2-2 is outside.
But I feel like almost every game, there's at least 3 of those plays where you're saying, wow, that it would be a 1-run game instead of a 4-run game had that play been made. And it's just hurting them. This is a blowout. Like, that wouldn't have made a huge difference. But
3-2 fouled back
in
to the
so
screen.
many games this season up until this point, even though it's a small sample size, I think you can look back on almost every loss and say, man, if that play is made, we at least go to extras or we score the next inning and win that game or whatever. There's just been too many big plays not made.
On this thing today kind of snowballed. The 3-2 strike 3 call in the inside corner. Pitch by Fulmer, and they're 2 down. I think as Greg Weissert begins to throw in the bullpen, look, the veteran leadership, the swing and miss, the lack of offense, all these things matter. But I will not leave this game convinced that anything is a bigger story than Tanner Houck's struggles early in this year. The pitch to Meisner is a fastball on the corner, 0-1.
Yeah, and I was just so convinced that he was back on track after his last start against that Blue Jays offense that I think is a good offense.
Yeah. 0-1. 2 down, 15-1. Tampa. Pitch misses a little bit, and it's 1-1.
You know, and I don't want to keep piling on Tanner and keep, beating a dead horse there, but he's got to be when him and Buehler pitch well, you feel a lot better about this team.
Walker will be on the mound tomorrow.
Right. So in their last 2 starts, they threw the ball really well, and you're thinking, okay, like we're in a good spot. If you know what you're going to get from Crochet. But if you're 2 and you're 3 are also throwing the ball well, you feel much better about your ball club.
No doubt. 2-1. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike on the outside corner. The Red Sox have not announced a starter for Game 3 of this series. Likely to be Hunter Dobbins, I think, after Buehler tomorrow. Walker Buehler's day on. The 2-2 is way outside and up, and it's 3-2. This ballpark is a chance for these Red Sox hitters to get healthy, too. And Baz has been really good. You've seen what the Rays have done. They elevate the ball, and it just launches here. So maybe in the last 4 times to bat, the Red Sox can find something at the plate. 3-2. High fly. On the infield, Story looking up. He is there to make the play, and the inning is over. To the 6th we go. It's 15-1 Tampa Bay. Hamilton, Narvaez, and Duran. The Shaws and Star Market. WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather-appointed seats are available features.
In 2009, 3 days before Halloween, a grisly crime stunned the seaport town of Anacortes, Washington.
I can only describe it as evil.
From 48 Hours, this is Trained to Kill, the dog trainer, the heiress, and the bodyguard.
He couldn't control his obsession.
Who was the hunter and who was the hunted? Follow and listen to Trained to Kill on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Canva presents your work horoscope for this week. Deadlines are in retrograde, which we all know can bring some intense energy. Our advice: fend off this forecast with Canva. Like Canva whiteboards to counter creative blocks, and Canva docs for clarity in communications. If you have any sales deals coming through, results will be in your favor with Canva presentations, manifesting many wins for you. It's a great week to love your work at canva.com.
Fitzy and Johnson.
Weekdays 2 to 6.
Now back to the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
David Hamilton leads off as Shane Baz throws a strike on the outside corner. The Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers Vespa Boston. I might Vespa back to the hotel after this one. It's 15-1 Rays. Hamilton takes another strike. It's 0-2. Have you ever ridden a Vespa?
No.
No, neither. You weren't born in Milan.
You're also 6'7".
I don't think it'd go that well, to be honest.
You see, like, your knees up by your collarbone.
Oh,
hunched over.
To the backstop, and it's 1-2.
I don't remember I took my kids to the movies at some point. In the last year. A kids movie. I don't remember. It was an animated movie, and that was one of the kid went over there and got a Vespa. Oh man, I got to figure this out.
I feel like the movie Luca. He rides a Vespa around.
Yes.
The 1-2 is swung on and fouled by Hamilton.
That's the one. That was the one. You got kids at my same age as my kids, so yeah.
Sea creature comes out, wants to be a human.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. It's funny, like these kid shows, like I'm like, there's no chance I'm watching this. Like I'll take them to the movies and I'm like doing work and getting back to emails, and then I find myself so locked into these
Come
movies.
on, Luca, get the girl. 1-2 to Hamilton. The pitch is in there, strike 3 called. He took a curveball right there. That thing is a demon from Baz. And there's one away. The league leaders in Who's Circling the Drain, presented by Drains by James. Eastern Mass's leader in residential and commercial pipelining and drain cleaning. You give a poop about your pipes. Here's Carlos Narvaez, the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Where to go today with the league leaders? The Dodgers in the runs scored and runs driven in leaders. George Springer leads baseball with a .375 average as Narvaez swings and lines one down the right field line, foul and out of play. How about Marcelo Ozuna? He's doing it again. .477 on base, just ahead of Aaron Judge at .472 and Abreu at .453. Meanwhile, the Chicago Cubs thrilled with the investment they made in Kyle Tucker, and yet he's going to be a very rich man after this season. Pitch to Narvaez, fouled off. The
How old
Astros,
is he? 25?
I think maybe 6 or 7.
Okay.
But either way, you know, it's hard to question what they've done, Will, because they're in the ALCS every year. They're on this incredible dynastic run. And yet, how do you let Kyle Tucker go? Here's a chopper to short. It is handled there by Walls. He throws to first, and Narvaez is out number 2. To me, the whole point of the whole enterprise is finding players like Kyle Tucker.
Right, who are young. They could spend their whole career there. They're impact players. They're loved by the fans and their teammates, right? I know he's going to be worth a lot. He's going to sign up. I don't know if it'll be a Vladdy deal.
No,
but
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But in some ways, you could make a case. Here's Duran. Takes the ball. Look back to the screen.
Production and. I mean, if you want to use WAR and things like that, I mean,
in some ways, he's been a better player.
Of course.
28 years old is Kyle Tucker.
I was way off.
You had a little ageism going. It's okay. 1-0 to Duran. Pitch. Hard on the ground to short. Into the outfield. That's a base hit. Well, the ultimate silver lining, glass half full. That's a rocket from Duran. And he's aboard with 2 down in the 6th. I mean, Kyle Tucker already, this is crazy. This season already is a 1.1 WAR player. Not that I lean on that much, but he's played 18 games.
Jeez.
Scored 19 runs. He has 23 hits. Here's Devers. Pitch is a strike in the outside corner, 0-1. I mean, Kyle Tucker, in a 4-year span, 30 homers, 29 homers, 23. Drove in a league best 112 2 years ago. Rafi skies one into the night sky, slicing toward the line, and it is caught right by the screen. What a wonderful grab by Junior Caminero, and that ends the inning. This is a tale of 2 clubs tonight. Rays making all the plays, and they lead 15-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th in the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
You know how you always want to know about everyone else's money? Well, then listen to What We Spend, available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Canva presents your work horoscope for this week. Deadlines are in retrograde, which we all know can bring some intense energy. Our advice: fend off this forecast with Canva. Like Canva whiteboards to counter creative blocks, and Canva docs for clarity in communications. If you have any sales deals coming through, results will be in your favor with Canva presentations, manifesting many wins for you. It's a great week to love your work at canva.com.
Progressive knows sports brings people together, but you gotta feel bad for people who don't even get it. Some people will never know what it's like to see their favorite team's hopes decided by a ping pong ball to draft the next superstar. Or not. I mean, sure, it's silly for your happiness to hinge on the success of a 20-year-old entry-level employee, but you just can't help yourself. The stress is exhilarating. Progressive can't bring people together like the draft, but we can bring your home and auto insurance together with a bundle. So switch and see if you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations.
You're listening to the Sox on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. Now, back to the play-by-play action.
Here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 15-1. Tampa Bay leading. Greg Weissert is on out of the bullpen. Taylor Walls leads it off. This thing got out of hand in the 3rd inning in a huge way. The pitch misses, but called a strike, sure. 0-1 from Weissert to Walls. That was 4 inches off the plate, but it's 15-1.
Yeah, swing the bat.
Dickie V in the house.
Or please don't at this point, the way they've been swinging it.
0-1. Down and in. And it's 1-1. Look, Shane Baz is good. But the Red Sox again have 2 hits through 6 innings. Something needs to change offensively. 1-1. Weissert throws. Swing and a miss. Good changeup. Craig's been good. It's 1-2.
4 of the 6 innings, the Red Sox have gone 3 up, 3 down. The other 2, they homer by Campbell, single by Duran. That's it.
1-2. Foul down the left field line. Something you were talking about earlier, Will, that really interests me is this is one of those nights that you do have to really kind of hunker down and grind as a pro ball player. It's not going well at all. You're down by 14 runs. 1-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with an elevated fastball. There's one away. We take 10 seconds for station ID in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
From the WEEI studios, 93.7 WEEI FM and HD1, Lawrence, Boston. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Will Fleming, Will Middlebrooks, and a pepperoni pizza here in Tampa Bay. 15-1 Tampa, swinging a foul by Danny Jansen. And it is 0-1. At this stage of the game, I think what you said is so telling and interesting, where on the one hand, you could just say, let's take it to the house, boys. We'll be back tomorrow and try to do this thing all over again, as the 0-1 is ripped into left field. Duran back. He has no chance to get it, and it is off the wall. Jaron plays the carom beautifully. Throw to second. Jansen has a one-out double. And I don't know whether there's carryover into tomorrow, Will, about how you handle these next 4 innings. We don't want to make too much of it, but again, it's about that this is a carryover of the last 7, 8, 9, 10 days. This is not an isolated game.
Yeah, no, I want these guys to be pissed off. I want them to be mad. You know, you don't want them going in and flipping tables and things. That doesn't necessarily work, but...
Here's Jake Mangum. He takes a strike.
If I'm the manager of this team, I want my guys to be embarrassed, because you don't want to feel this feeling again. And now, however, you get back and lock this thing back in, and that's up to your clubhouse to figure that out.
0-1 is a chopper to second, should be 2. Hamilton plays a weird hop to second for 1, over to first, not in time. Hamilton laid back on that thing instead of charging it. And that costs them the double play. 2 down with a runner at first.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one for an infielder, where if you do charge that ball, you have a really tough in-between hop. It's going to hit right around the cut of the grass. You're going to find yourself right in the baseline with the runner. So generally, you do stay back and just try to turn it quick, because if you come up and try to pick that, maybe you don't even get any outs.
Which I guess, given the score, is not the end of the world, but still. Red Sox continue to search for answers defensively at second base, especially as Weissert misses with a sinker to Curtis Mead, who pinch hits. And that is ball 1. Weissert's been a bright spot in the Red Sox bullpen. 15-1 Tampa. Pitch misses outside, and it's 2-0. Alex wants his players to lead in the clubhouse. He really does not like to go in there and say a lot of things, police the room. 2-0 is chop foul outside of third, and I think that'll continue. But if there were ever a night where after the game he says, everybody be in the room in 5 minutes, yep, I'm coming in, this would be it.
Yeah, and if it happens once, probably not, but it's been some really ugly games in general over the last week, where if it hasn't happened yet, tonight would be the night. Absolutely.
2-1. 15-1 Tampa, the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. Bullpen report brought to you by Interlock Metal Roofing. Never re-roof again. New England Metal Roofing.com. 2-3 dropped in Chicago to the lowly White Sox as Meade swings and misses. And sweeper. And the inning is over. Man, to the 7th we go. 15-1 Rays in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Hi, everybody. It's Brian Green from the Commercial Break Podcast. It's likely you've heard of the show if you're directly related to me or you follow our MySpace page. But I'm not here to talk to those three listeners. I'm here to appeal to people who haven't heard the show. Along with my co-host, Kristen Joy Hoadley, we're taking a deeper look at the topics that are affecting our youth today. Like, who are the people who are dating ghosts? Where did all these pickup artists come from? And why doesn't my preacher have a nicer private jet? We understand that these are the issues you really want to get to the bottom of. The Commercial Break is now available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Canva presents a work love story like no other. Meet Productivity. She's all business.
The Canva doc is done.
Creativity is more of a free thinker.
Whiteboard brainstorm.
They're worlds apart, but sometimes opposites attract. Thanks to Canva.
The data is in the deck.
And now it's an animated graph.
Canva, where productivity meets creativity. Now showing on computer screens everywhere. Love your work at canva.com.
Looking for the perfect Easter basket treat? 99 restaurant gift cards are perfect. And for every $25 you purchase, you'll receive $5 bonus cards for yourself. You gotta love the nines.
The Christian Arcan Show, weekday afternoons starting at 6. Now back to the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Hunter Biggie is the new Tampa Bay pitcher as we go to the top of the 7th. He'll face Alex Bregman. Shane Baz was awesome. 6 runs, 6 innings, I should say. 1 run on 2 hits. Here is Bregman, 15-1 Tampa. The pitch. Strike on the outside corner. And it is 0-1. Herb Chambers batting order brought to you by Herb Chambers pre-owned cars and trucks. Bregman is 0 for 2 with a couple ground balls. He fouls this one out of play, and it's 0-2.
Hunter Biggie played at Harvard.
Sure he did. The notorious BIGGE. Red Sox might need a little hypnosis tonight, to be honest. 15-1 pitch. Popped up. Foul straight back. And it is 0-2. Fastball, slider, curveball mix for Biggie. That's hard to say and not smile.
He's from the West Coast, though.
Yeah. 0-2 is high. It is 1-2. Where did you come down on the sort of Tupac Biggie battle?
Oh my God, they're so different. Can I like both? Because
Sure
I do.
you
I
can.
like both.
Here's the pitch. Bregman swings and misses at a high fastball. And there's one away. That'll bring up Wilyer Abreu. So different for sure.
Almost, when Bregman struck out, almost said, "Mo money, mo problems," but it's not really the time for that.
And a couple weeks from now, he'll laugh at that. Not right now, though, at all. Here is Wilyer Abreu. Mace is smiling somewhere. The pitch misses down and in to Wilyer, and that is ball 1. 7th inning brought to you by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. 6-1-7, and then 7-7s as Wilyer takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. I don't know about you, Will. I, yesterday, was sort of overcome with emotion watching the conclusion of the Masters. As Rory McIlroy sort of crowned his life. The 1-1 is ripped foul down the right field line. I mean, it's like, it was almost like Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
You know, like up and down. Is he going to do it? He's blowing away, and then he inexplicably makes mistakes and then finds a way to do it. That was an amazing act of sports theater.
Well, it was great TV. Not necessarily the best thing for Rory, right? He missed like the 5-6 footer there to win it on 18. But I love the playoff.
1-2, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Abreu is gone. His good friend Justin Rose is in the playoff with him. They both played great. I mean, Rose hits the shot, to 10 feet as a tough putt. And Rory sucks it inside of him and makes the putt of his life.
Somebody's closer. That was impressive. When he hit that shot, I was like, oh my God, like he's locked. But what helped is he just played 18 too. You know, it's like you get the player beat.
Had the exact same distance, maybe 2 yards different as Trevor Story takes a strike on the outside corner. He said in the postgame after-round interviews, he had a little bit of a flatter lie. Took just a little bit off of it. A shot of his entire life. Here's Story, who swings and misses. Fooled badly by a fastball. Must have been guessing secondary. And it's 0-2. There's something about, though, the scenery, the theater of that 18th hole at Augusta.
Have you been at Augusta?
Yes, I have.
Tell me more.
I'm one of the lucky few who've played that course in my life.
I'm about to take my headset off and walk out. You played it?
I did.
You didn't tell me
I was
everything?
18 years old.
That's wasted.
0-2.
18?
It was awesome. The pitch to Story. Swinging a line drive into center field. That's a base hit.
Good, because I want to hear more about you playing Augusta.
So, my aunt and uncle, Bo and Julie Dudley, their stepfather, George Whistler, was a member at Augusta National. He would work the practice range during the tournament. When I was 18 years old, I'll never forget it. To this moment, the phone rang. We had a landline in our kitchen. It was after dinner.
On the wall.
Here's Casas, of course. Yeah. Tristan, left-handed hitter, and he takes strike on the outside corner. And my dad was not a very emotional guy. He was pretty stoic. He didn't say a lot. And he also very rarely got phone calls at home. And I'm sitting there at the dining room table as he takes this phone call, and I just start to watch his face change. The 0-1, it's a strike on the outside corner. He says, "Are you serious? Really? Okay, yes." And he says to me, "Will, in 4 weeks we're going to Augusta National, and you and I are going to stay there for 3 days and play rounds as many as we can." 0-2. Swinging a ground ball off the glove of the pitcher, and it's to the third baseman, Caminero. That's the way it's gone. Throw to first. In time, Casas is retired. More fireside chats about Augusta when we come back. Seventh inning stretch. Rays and Sox, 15-1 Tampa on the Shaws and Star Market. WEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Every future starts with a dream. Sometimes the dream is simple, like getting married, buying a house, and having a couple kids. Sometimes the dreams are bigger, like adding a vacation home with a boat and a trust to protect your assets for the grandkids. Whatever the dream, our advisors can help you with home, auto, boat, and umbrella insurance to protect your assets, and wealth management to help when your next dream comes true. If you can dream it, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible. Learn more at Baldwin.com.
Some people play by the rules, but the real game changers break them. I'm Soraya, and on Rule Breakers, we're talking to the risk takers, the rebels, and the ones rewriting the playbook. Follow and listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. Here's the best part. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Not happy? They'll come back between visits to make it right. Don't wait. Head to truegreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Hi, this is Josh Witkowski. You're listening to the home of the Red Sox, WEEI.
Josh Witkowski is on. Brandon Lowe to hit as we go to the bottom of the seventh. 15-1 Tampa. Bell Insurance Foundation dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. The pitch Swing and a miss. Big fastball, 93. And it's 0-1. Every strikeout from a Sox pitcher, Arbella donates $50 to the Jimmy Fund. In truth, I in some ways, I was too young to appreciate the Augusta experience. The 0-1 is high. I mean, I'd watched the tournament my whole life, but as you get older, it has now hit me the gravity of how cool it was that I had that experience on that course with my father for that weekend. The 1-1 pitch is skied foul down the left field line. I'll never forget standing on the first tee, because everybody tells you this, but you can't imagine it until you're standing there. It is so much hillier than it looks on TV.
That's what everyone tells me.
You're on the first tee, and it is like totally undulating. You got the two caddies, and you're sitting there just shaking head to toe. Wanted to hit the best shot of your life, and I hit a total worm burner. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him. Lau is gone. Good stuff from Winkowski to start the seventh, with the Red Sox trailing 15-1. And the cool thing about it is that I played it in the second week of March. So they were just starting to put the grandstands up and the leaderboards, and it was totally tuned up to be in tournament condition. We obviously didn't play the back championship tees. Here's Junior Caminero. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. And in a lot of ways, the whole thing was a blur. And everybody tells you that it's going to be unimaginably great. And then you get there, and it's even better than that. It's 0-1 to Caminero. The pitch is inside. There are just so many little moments that I remember. We stayed in a cabin off the 10th fairway, and it's the best shower you've ever taken in your life. It's the best fire that they make for you. The dining room is spectacular. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Caminero, and that misses outside. I swear to God this is true. My first round ever there, I'm 18 years old. We're walking up the 9th fairway, and finishing a round are Jack Nicklaus, Raymond Floyd, and Lee Trevino. Because they're all there to get tuned up for the tournament in a couple weeks. 2-1. Here's the pitch. And it is a strike on the outside corner from Winkowski. 15-1 Rays in the seventh.
I'd be scared to stand next to Trevino out in the open. There's a thundercloud near. So I do want to ask, okay, you played 5 rounds. Do you remember having how were the greens, number one? Were they fast at that time? I know there was still time before the tournament.
Like I'm telling you, they were so tuned up. The 2-2 is fouled down the right field line and out of play. The thing about those greens that it's hard to understand is that you can be 20 feet from the hole and have a putt that breaks 15 feet.
And put it off the green.
And absolutely, and I did that a few times. Like 6 and 14 are just impossibly hard greens. The 2-2, swing and a miss. He got him, did Winkowski. And they're 2 away. If there's one moment that stands out to me more than any other from that time, and luckily it just keeps coming back as the years go on and the broadcasts continue, is everybody knows the 15th hole at Augusta, where there's been so much drama. Long par 5 with water right in front. Here's Jonathan Aranda. Pitch is down and in. When I played it, 1997 it was, so 28 years ago, there weren't as many trees. They sort of tiger-proofed it in a way. They built all these trees all over the place so that he couldn't just turn and burn everywhere. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. Aranda has a 1-1 count. It's 15-1 Tampa in the bottom of the 7th. So you could just kind of let it rip, but the only trouble down the left side of 15, those trees were there forever. So I was behind one of them, and I had to kind of punch out in front of the creek there in front of 15. The 1-1 pitch is fouled off down the left field side. And at this point, I'm 18 years old. I have no sense of what I'm about to face. None. To me, it's just a 70-yard shot. I get my little rusted sand wedge out and hit it around the hole to 2 feet. And at that point, I'm walking to the green, and our member host, George Whistler, is just a wonderful, great man, says, "You just drilled the hardest shot on the course." 1-2. Aranda He's ready. The pitch is up and in. Now, I had a lot of bad shots that day, but that one was one that'll stick with me forever. And now, in the years to come, I'll never forget it. Walking across, literally at that point, the Saracen Bridge on the left side of that green with my father and with him. And the caddy turns to me and he says, if you miss this putt, you're carrying your bag the rest of the way.
And?
I made the putt. 2-2. Is strike 3 called. Bottom of the zone. Winkowski does a good job in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the 8th inning, 15-1 Tampa on the Shaws and Star Market, WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof, while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
The Women's Hoop Show, a podcast hosted by me, Jordan Robinson, brings you fresh women's basketball voices every week. Find the Women's Hoop Show on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
Have you tried diets that initially work, but you find yourself right back where you started? The shame of putting it all back on? You didn't fail those other diets, they failed you. Transition Medical Weight Loss specializes in long-term sustained results. It's not about a diet that drops the weight. It's about a lifestyle that has you feeling and looking great for years to come. 600 healthy and delicious food options, custom diet and fitness plans, access to FDA weight loss medications. This is weight loss done right. TransitionSalem.com.
You're listening to live play-by-play action of the Boston Red Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Eric Orsey is the new pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays as we go to the 8th inning. Christian Campbell lead it off. Stay tuned for the Nissan Postgame show. This is a car that thrills you. Nissan's got an exciting full line to put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Here's Campbell, who homered. Only run of the day for the Sox. He's brushed back with a fastball 1-0. The fun thing about Augusta, too, Will, is that there's so many risk-reward shots, and when you're 18, you don't care. You just let it rip.
House money. Yeah.
Who's laying up?
House
Nobody.
money / dad's money.
1-0 to Campbell. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner. It's also the only place I've ever been where you go to breakfast and you sit down and they say, what do you want?
Oh, there's no menu, right?
No menu.
Whatever you want.
Anything. They can make it all.
Did you push the limits, or were you like, omelet?
Scrambled eggs and toast. The 1-1 to Campbell. Lined into left field. That's a base hit. Into the outfield. That's a leadoff knock for Campbell. You probably would be like, you know, what I really need is poached eggs with hollandaise, also known as Eggs Benedict.
Yes. When I go like nice places like that, I keep it simple. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just like respectful. Give me the most simple thing possible. Yes. Scrambled eggs, little bacon. Here we go.
It is a magical place. Here's David Hamilton. Pitch to him is a foul ball on the third base side. And watching the tournament, having sort of seen those shots and walked them is so much more fun.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, the thing about 18 now, and that's what made yesterday's playoff with McElroy and Rose so cool.
Is that intimidating as it looks on TV?
It wasn't then. Here's the pitch to Hamilton. It's ground to first. Throw to second. In time. Relayed no chance to first with Hamilton's speed.
Looks so narrow. And number one, there's all the people lining, which I would decapitate someone, probably.
I've seen your swing. You would not.
I don't know.
The thing is, the championship tees are so far back, and they've brought those trees in that visually it's such an intimidating tee shot. But and then you go way up the hill. It's just watching Rory and Rose do that together is so cool. Here's Carlos Narvaez, 1 on and 1 out. And by the way, talk about losing with class. Justin Rose, the pitch to Narvaez is up and in. If any parents who have kids who play sports want to teach their children how to handle a crushing defeat, and rise above? Just watch Justin Rose's interview after the tournament yesterday. Here is Narvaez taking a pitch inside, and it's 2-0.
Well, he's finished second in a couple majors.
He
now.
lost 2 playoffs.
That's what it was. Yes.
Can you imagine his whole life, just like Rory's, trying to put that green jacket on, and he's lost twice in a playoff. 2-0 is swung on and missed, and it's 2-1. But he talked so much about how he was proud of himself and how he'd learned from it, and he'll build on it. And
how he said his career's exactly where it needs to be right now. Well,
Amazing.
I mean, you're in the mix every time you play.
He is. 2 straight second-place finishes as Narvaez fouls it off on the first base side. It is 2-2. 15-1, Tampa leading the Red Sox on a night to forget at the ballpark. But I just love the raw emotion of Rory. What's crazy about yesterday is that it combines so many of the things that we've all loved about that tournament all in one 90-minute period. It was Greg Norman collapsing. It was Tiger finding a way. Here's the 2-2, and it's fouled off. And he had so many adversaries and foils, but he let them back in, and then at the end, he found a way.
The scary part now is, like, Rory's had all this pressure, right? And it's like, does this unlock something where he's playing a little more free now? He doesn't have that on his shoulders anymore?
I think that's a total possibility. 2-2 to Narvaez. The pitch is up the middle off the second base bag. What a play there by Lau to second. They don't get him there, and they do it first for Narvaez. Hamilton's speed beat the relay throw to second base. I wonder if the Red Sox might look at first base. I mean, it is 15-1, but we will see. The call at second was safe. Kevin Cash might look at it as well. He will, which is a little tough to take 15-1. Somebody's going to review something here, Will.
But why? Right? Why? All right? And
to me, if there's anything that Kevin can talk about is Hamilton's slide at
was
second,
it
I
interference
guess.
Maybe? Because he flew in there, because I thought he was clearly safe at second.
So they're challenging the safe call at second base. I don't think that that's the full picture.
No, because he looked pretty clearly safe. But if they're going to review that in this type of game.
Watching our replay for the first time. You know what? I think the umpire probably thought he stepped behind the bag and did not touch it. And actually, he's out.
He was. He just beat him. I thought he beat it absolutely from our angle, but yeah, he was out of second base.
The umpire was on the third base side of the bag, and he must have thought that Lau did not step on the bag, but he definitely did. So they overturn it. It is an inning-ending double play. That kind of night. Bottom 8, 15-1 Rays in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
I'm Rhett.
And I'm Link.
And we're the hosts of the podcast Ear Biscuits. We're just 2 lifelong friends who've been talking about life for a long time.
From being dads to businessmen to all the random things we experience, nothing is off limits.
And now we're talking to you. We're answering your questions, giving advice that you may or may not want to take, and listening to your hilarious stories.
So leave us a voicemail to be part of the show at
1-888-EARPOD1 on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When it's time to scale your business, it's time for Shopify. Get everything you need to grow the way you want. Like, all the way. Stack more sales with the best converting checkout on the planet. Track your cha-chings from every channel, right in one spot. And turn real-time reporting into big-time opportunities. Take your business to a whole new level. Switch to Shopify. Start your free trial today.
Boston sports with you wherever you go. Download the Odyssey app. Now, back to Red Sox baseball on WEEI.
Brennan Bernardino is on for the bottom of the 8th inning, which is a little bit surprising. Red Sox trailing 15-1. The pitch is down. And Alex Cora really just does not like to use position players. Of all nights, Will, this felt like a night you might see one.
Yeah, and I think we could. Yeah, I thought this inning we would, honestly.
1-0 bounce to third. Bregman's got the room service. Hoppy throws to first. In time, one away.
Yeah, Bernie's thrown the ball well, and you're like, why do you want to use these guys? I get it. You just want to get through the game, and that could make it even worse. You bring a position player in, give up 5-6 more runs, which could happen easily. Where's Dom Smith when you need him?
I guess that is the right point, Will, is that it's already enough of an eyesore. Just get it to the house.
Yeah, and these guys are so used to throwing and on certain days rest anyways.
Here's Cameron Meisner, strike on the outside corner. A lot of managers would use an infielder in this spot, but Alex, I think they've had enough humiliation for one night. They just want to get this thing over with.
Yeah.
One to Meisner, who's homered, singled, walked, and popped out. He fouls one here on the first base side, and it's 0-2. Well, we talked about Rory. We've talked about pizza. We're trying to keep things a little bit light here, Will. But in about 15 minutes, things in that Red Sox clubhouse will get very real as they all come together and sort of perform an autopsy on what just happened here. The 0-2 is way outside. Slider from Bernardino. It's 1-2.
Sometimes it's an autopsy. Sometimes it's almost an exorcism. It's like trying to just figure out how do you flip the switch? And that's the beauty of baseball, too, is you can flip a switch pretty quickly sometimes. Baseball's a really weird sport. You know this. You can come out tomorrow and win by 10 runs after getting blown out like this. And what that's going to take, Alex Cora knows his players better than anybody. Do you keep it light? Do you go in guns a-blazing yelling at these guys?
1-2 is fouled off.
I don't think that's him. I don't think that's him at all. But I think he goes in and has a serious talk.
I think he talks to them, don't you?
I absolutely do. We probably will never find out.
Yeah. Because he wants the clubhouse to be run by players.
Of course.
But this feels like a different night here. The 1-2 high in the air into right field. Look out. Abreu back at the track at the wall, and it is off the top of the wall and out of here. Goodbye. A home run for Cameron Meisner. And it's 16-1 Tampa.
Why not?
Fireworks erupting. Left field wall. This is a different game. It's not the NFL. You can't go try harder and hit harder and violent your way out of this thing. So there's no simple solution. But again, this is not an isolated game for these Red Sox. This is a continuation of a lot of things that have gone wrong. The pitch is a strike on the outside corner. I think the difficult thing for the staff tonight, Will, is that there is not one area, not one single area you feel good about. That Bernardino throws and Walls swings and misses at a changeup. It's 0-2.
I think the most positive thing I took from this game was Josh Winkowski looked really good. Yeah. And that's it.
Campbell looked good.
Right, Campbell hit a homer and got another knock. He has half of their hits tonight.
That's it.
That's an issue.
0-2 is outside.
If 2 hits by one player is half your hits, you're not in a good spot.
They don't hit enough. The starting pitching, other than Crochet, has not been good enough. And the defense has just not been good.
Got to take care of the baseball.
Period. 1-2, strike 3 call on the outside corner. The defense is a hard one, Will. I mean, you can tell me. They got so much better personnel with Bregman at third and Story at short, but both those guys didn't make plays tonight. Some sort of careless throws, just as Rafaela did in days before, Duran did today. That's the hard part to wrap your head around. Here's Jansen. He takes a strike on the outside corner. And I don't know how you work your way out of mental mistakes.
These are plays. Well, the throw by Duran, I guarantee, as soon as that left his hand, I guarantee he's going, what am I doing? He knows better than that. I mean, he's not a rookie. He's not a young guy anymore. He's got plenty of time under his belt to know, hey, look, I made a mistake. That can't happen again.
16-1 Tampa. Pitch outside. I don't know if you've ever played in a game quite like this, but I would imagine the last 2 hours for all these guys with so much pride standing out there has been very difficult.
Yep, sure is.
2-1 is a strike, but maybe, Will, that is sort of part of the healing process where you just stand there and feel it.
Yeah, because, I mean, this has been a good indicator of, okay, this is where we're at right now.
2-2. A little bit low with a change.
I mean, what, two innings in, you're out there 3 innings in. By the 3rd inning, if you're saying we're getting blown out, you're going to sit out there and marinate in that for the next couple hours. And you have a lot of time to think about it. Normally, you have a bad game, you think about it for a little bit, you turn the page, go the next day, right? Because you play 162 of these things. They've had a couple hours to sit there and think about this, not only on the field, but on the bench and everyone not playing. Everyone has had time to think about this. It isn't like, oh, we got beat, played bad, let's go eat, go to the hotel and start over.
3-2 is a ground ball under the feet of Bernardino, backhanded by Hamilton. Behind the bag, he throws to first in time, inning over. Spring is here, ham it up with Spiral sliced ham at Shaw's and Star Market, just in time for your Easter feasts. 99 cents a pound, limit 2. To the 9th inning we go. It is 16-1 Tampa Bay on the Shaw's and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Some people follow the rules, I break them. I'm Soraya, and on Rule Breakers, we talk to the rebels who do things their way. Listen to Rule Breakers with Soraya on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
Looking for a guaranteed way to grow your savings? Eagle Bank has you covered with the Elite Guaranteed Money Market. With a minimum daily balance of $20,000, you'll earn a 4.25% annual percentage yield guaranteed for 3 months. Remember, the Elite Money Market is FDIC and DIF insured. Act now and guarantee a 4.25% APY for 3 months with the Elite Guaranteed Money Market from Eagle Bank.
Eagle Bank, Eagle Bank.
Annual percentage yield is available as of 1/16/25. The Elite Guaranteed Money Market is available to newly deposited funds to Eagle Bank. Minimum balance to open the account is $20,000. For Eagle Bank transfers, a minimum of $20,000 if new money is required. APY is guaranteed for 3 months. After 3 months, it's variable and subject to change without notice. If the account balance drops below $20,000, the interest rate and APY revert to 0%. Fees may reduce the earnings on this account. Offer may be withdrawn at any time. Eagle Bank, member FDIC, member DIF.
The Greg Hill Show, weekdays, 5:30 to 10.
Now back to the Shaw's and Star Market WEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Taron Duran leads it off in the top of the 9th. It is 16-1 Tampa Bay. First pitch foul back. Stay tuned for the Nissan Postgame show after this one. Trying to find silver linings in this game. 16 hits for the Rays, 4 for the Red Sox. Here's a pitch to Duran, and it is 0-2. 10,046, a sellout today into this evening here. Attendance report brought to you by Crispy Crunchy Chicken. Whether you're craving fresh hand-breaded chicken and chicken tenders or all breast meat fried chicken sandwiches and nuggets, Crispy Crunchy Chicken delivers. 0-2. High fly in a deep left center field. Carrying back at the track, and it is handled there. And then left. Duran is gone. Grabbed by Morel, and there's one away. Quick Sable. Pinch hit for Devers here. Maybe they need to sacrifice a crispy, crunchy chicken in the clubhouse tonight.
I was just about to say, it's time for a live chicken. It is something.
It's crazy. All the expectations. The pitch to Sable is outside. Bregman will hit again. He's out on deck. They had so much energy leaving spring training. And they're only going to be 2 games below 500, but still, this is not meeting the mark. The one that was fouled off on the first base side.
Also, we're 18 games in. Okay? I get it. There's plenty, and I mean plenty, to be worried about. Can't give up on this group right now.
Of course not.
It's 18. It's
Of course
18
not.
games in. Has there been some ugly spots in here? Yeah.
Sable grounds it up the middle into the outfield. That's a base hit. Hey, of course. I mean, you're not a little bit more than 10% through the season. Sable is aboard for Bregman. It's more about just the trend of things right now that they need to turn around starting tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. And they have the ability and the talent on this team to do that, come out tomorrow and win a ball game and get back on track.
Here is Bregman. He takes a strike on the outside corner. He's 0 for 3 tonight. The Rays sent 8 to the plate in the second and scored 4. In the third inning, it was an absolute nightmare. Swing and a miss by Bregman. And so 2. 13, make it 14 people came to bat in the third inning. 9 runs scored. And that put the game away.
Well, the Sox are going to have their hands full tomorrow with Ryan Pepio as well. Another really good arm.
Rays always pitch.
Oh, always.
0-2. Popped up. On the left side. Foul of third. Caminero watches. It's into the seats. And it stays 0-2. As good a series as he had against the St. Louis Cardinals, the Red Sox could really use Rafi Devers. Getting hot again. Story's been their best hitter for a couple days going with Christian Campbell, too. 1-2 to Bregman. Sable leading at first. Hugely there, the pitch. A little bit low.
We're at 15 runs scored over the last 8 games.
Total for the Red Sox.
That's, I mean, obviously, yeah, it's easy. But under 2 runs a game, that's just wild to me.
1-2. That's in there. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Changeup. The Red Sox are down their last out. Stay tuned for the Nissan Postgame Show. You deserve a car that thrills you. Nissan's got an exciting full line to put goosebumps on goosebumps. Baz was good today, Will, but at some point it's not about the pitcher. If it's that long of a run, the Red Sox just have not had enough quality at-bats.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, he did have really good stuff. I mean, he was pitching with the 98, 99 at the top of the zone. A really good curveball. But
it is the big leagues. Here's Wilyer Abreu. He fouls it off on the third base side. 16-1, Tampa Bay. This Red Sox team that has had 3 last-place finishes in the last 4 years. So many expectations coming into this season. Big spend, big trade. Abreu takes a fastball high. This is their first crossroads moment of this season, because they have too much talent to play a game like this tonight. 15-run deficit. 1-1 to Wilyer. Line drive into right field. That's going to sink down for a base hit. For some reason, the right fielder dives and tries to make the play. He does not. It shoots past him, and Abreu's in there with a knock, and the Sox have 2 on with 2 out.
Well, you'll take your knock, right? You don't want to just give at-bats away at this point. It still goes on the back of your baseball card.
Sort of a hard decision to understand by Mangum. You're up 15 runs and you dive after a ball when there's no reason to do that.
Just trying to end the game.
Here's Trevor's Story. I think everybody is. A fastball up and in for ball 1. Justin Casas is out on deck with the hitting donut turned upside down off the cup of the bat as always. Story 1 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He fouls it off, and it's 1-1.
Story's probably on deck thinking, if I get out of here 1 for 3, you know, it's like that hit gets in. You're like, all right, guess I'm going to take one more at bat.
Might as well hit a 3-run homer right here.
Exactly.
1-1. Top 9, 16-1 Tampa. Pitch. High drive, high in the air into deep left center field. It is at the track. It will hang up and be caught out there just in front of the wall by Meisner. And the game is over. That is A game to forget. 16-1. Rays blast the Red Sox, who had nothing going at all tonight. Final thoughts on the Nissan Postgame show next on the Shaw's and Star Market, WEEI, Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Hey there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and my show, The Lazy Genius Podcast, helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't, and you get to decide what matters. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes of the Lazy Genius Podcast are full of compassionate time management tips and permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday. Follow and listen to the Lazy Genius Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands-Free Sketchers Slip-In.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Sketchers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins?
Maybe because all the inventors were focused on more important inventions, like pet rocks and selfie sticks, and, of course, seedless watermelons. Real important inventions.
But I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep. With Skechers slip-ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes, and you do not have to bend down.
And we know how much you hate bending down.
Hey, careful, Howie. Family commercial. And by the way, slip-ins are for the whole family. Men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, from sneakers to casual shoes to boots, and even sandals.
See, that's what I love about Skechers. They don't discriminate on gender, age, or shoe orientation. Even sandals deserve the best technology. We've come a long way, Bobby, as a society.
Yeah, well, speak for yourself, Howie. And by the way, you can find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
What up, fellow Gen Xers? Elizabeth Banks here. As the original latchkey kids, we took things into our own hands, like house keys and video game controllers. And now it's time for us to do it again, because the recommended age to get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. We're at over 6 times greater risk compared to adults under 50. So go to vaxassist.com and schedule. Gen X, this is our shot. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You're listening to the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. This is the Nissan Postgame Show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
Well, a night to forget in Tampa, Florida. The Red Sox fall to the Rays 16-1. Welcome into the Nissan Postgame Show. Will Fleming, Will Middlebrooks. Final thoughts here from Steinbrenner Field. There's not a lot of good here tonight. 16 runs, 16 hits, no errors for the Rays. 1 run, only 6 hits. An error made for the Red Sox. Baz, the winner, he's 2-0. Houck has a 9.16 ERA. After 4 starts, he is 0-2. He suffered the loss. Campbell did homer for the Red Sox, but the Rays just blasted off. They're only 8-10. It's a young season, Will. I think the problem with this game right here, and this week in large part, when the Blue Jays take 3 of 4, you drop 2 of 3 to the Chicago White Sox, who came in 2-10, and then you get blasted by this Tampa Bay team, is that it really is right now hard to find positives. I mean, it's not one thing. Like, the starting pitching other than Garrett Crochet has not been good. Like, Buehler stepped forward. He was really good. Fitz has been nice, but now he's injured. Tanner Houck now, you wonder where he's going to find answers. The offense strikes out 14 times again. And the defense was just awful tonight. So it's just hard to kind of grasp at straws and find what's going right for this team right now.
It's not that they're losing games. It's how they're losing games and not making the adjustment. Like, you'll see one game here and there where you're like, okay, they cleaned some stuff up. They played better defense. They shortened up. They moved runners around. They played their type of baseball. They pitched well. But it's like all things going wrong at once. And yes, I know 18 games in, I get that. But the trends that we're seeing right now of not taking care of the baseball, not having good at-bats, and there's an issue with Tanner Houck right now that needs to be fixed.
There is.
And that's a very important important pitcher in your rotation for the success of your team. So there's a lot of things that need to be handled right now, and these trends must change now if this wants to be a good ball club.
You hope that you look back in June and say, man, remember that week when everything was going wrong? And that can totally happen, Will. I mean, these seasons, these teams, these players, they can blink and change. We've seen it so many times. And Baz was really good, right? Like, he's the year he's been putting together is excellent. I guess I would just say, without belaboring the point, to me, the two things that really need to change soon for this team are obviously the defense, but the quality of the at-bats. There's too many quick and easy outs and too many strikeouts right now for this Red Sox team.
So even when they weren't producing and they weren't hitting with runners in scoring position, they were at least working counts and working deep in. We're seeing 3-ball counts, 3-2, full counts. But here lately, not even really seeing that, right? It's a lot of swinging a lot of pitches. We talk about swing decisions, and those have been wrong a lot. You're looking at big swings in certain counts where you see guys almost guessing. And this is where the veteran leadership with Alex Cora and Alex Bregman and Trevor Story and the guys that are the dudes on this team have to stand up now and stop the bleeding. There's no way around that.
Last thing, we're going to send it away for the Nissan Postgame show. I wouldn't love to be, because it's probably not a happy place right now. No. But something has to be happening in the Red Sox clubhouse right now, don't you think?
I would think so. And it's not just because of, we had one bad game. This has been a string together of several bad games outside of the Crochet start yesterday that they got to win. This has been a week of really bad baseball.
Yeah.
From a roster that you look at that is much better than what we're seeing right now. So I would expect there to be some type of conversation being had with closed doors right now.
Not about it. Yeah. Hopefully it changes tomorrow. The Red Sox and the Rays, another 7:05 first pitch. Walker Buehler on the mound. Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show can be heard beginning at 6:05. Mark Hayes was great. Joe Braverman back at the flagship studio, WEEI, for Will Middlebrooks. Will Fleming saying so long. A game to forget in Tampa Bay, 16-1. Rays beat the Sox in the Shaws and Star Market, WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing then another. And don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation. But then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
What We Spend is a new podcast that explores something we almost never talk about. Every week, you'll hear a different guest share everything they spend their money on. What We Spend is available now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Prices.
Arbella Insurance has been doing business in the New England community for over 35 years. They're your friends, your neighbors, and fellow Boston fans. They do the wave at the ballpark together and get stuck in the same Sturo Drive traffic. At Arbella, being your neighbor helps them provide you with the coverage you need to drive, live, or run a business in this part of the country we call home. Arbella, here for Boston fans, here for good.
A natural diamond is forever.
And that's why we're proud to introduce Sincerely Natural, Springer's carefully curated collections of the finest cut, most beautiful natural diamonds in the world.
All at the best price, guaranteed.
Sincerely Natural from Springer's.
Give love.
Get more.
Naturally at Springer's.
Springer's Jewelers in beautiful, tax-free Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and SpringersJewelers.com. It's better up here.
We're right back to the Sox on the Shaws and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network.
You're listening to the Nissan Postgame Show. This is Christian Arcand. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that will put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today. What can you say about this game that hasn't been said about all the great atrocities in the world? I mean, this was a bad one, folks. 16-1. The Red Sox lose in Tampa to the Rays, and it didn't even really seem that close. All the damage, most of the damage getting done there in a brutal third inning that chased Tanner Houck, a 9-run inning for the Rays, as Shane Baz was able to do what every pitcher does and every pitching staff does, and that's strike out as many Red Sox as they possibly can. Another 14 strikeout game. That's the second 14 strikeout game on the season now for the Red Sox, who lead the league in strikeouts by quite a bit, and it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Shane Baz is a good pitcher, but he's not this good. And the Red Sox offense, I didn't think was this bad, but you're starting to see it now on a nightly basis here, and you just wonder, is it ever going to change? The weather, not an excuse in Tampa. Now it's just the guys at the plate. And can they get something done? I know that there's not a lot really to go over here in this game. It was an ugly one from start to finish, and a lot of you, if you made it this far, probably want to call in and vent. So let's get through this quickly. The Arbella Insurance Foundation is dedicated to striking out cancer by supporting the Jimmy Fund. Tonight, Red Sox pitchers had 9 strikeouts. That means another $450 to the Jimmy Fund to help strike out cancer. Arbella here for the Jimmy Fund, here for good. For every 4-bagger the Red Sox hit this season, Red Sox Radio Network will donate $40 to Cars for Kids. We're making our donation, and you should too. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go to carsforkids.com to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K, and they'll be getting another $40 as Christian Campbell, a solo home run in this one. It accounted for the lone Red Sox run of the game. It is the third home run of the season for young Christian here, and he extends his streak of getting on base to 17 in his first 17 games to start the year. All right, we'll take a quick break here. Unfortunately, we still have to get through the out-of-town scores, and we have to find some play of the game, which Joe Braverman and I are going to do our best to find something to give you for the play of the game tonight. It was not that type of game. Once again, you are listening to the Nissan Postgame Show. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that will put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today. We're back after this.
Hey there, I'm Kendra Adachi, and my show, The Lazy Genius Podcast, helps you be a genius about the things that matter and lazy about the things that don't, and you get to decide what matters. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm here to give you a new way to see. Episodes of the Lazy Genius Podcast are full of compassionate time management tips and permission slips to do what makes sense for you. New episodes drop every Monday. Follow and listen to the Lazy Genius Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Searching the internet is great. It stinks. I've typed in happiness. I still can't find it. Type in replacement windows, you get 5 million pages. It's like playing Where's Waldo, but he changed his shirt and got contacts. It's impossible. So I got this idea. Instead of doing an internet search, do an internet find. Type in well, you know where this is going. Right window. And look at that. Right window quality Energy Star windows installed. A galaxy of 5-star reviews, a bunch of... Wait a minute, 1 star. Oh, it's that guy we had to let go. But we heard he found a new job and we're very happy for him. Right window phone number, lifetime warranty, right window patio and entry doors installed. Cool. Well, you get the idea. If you need a new door, new windows, why do a search? If you type in right window, you'll do a find. What's this? Right window jingle. Ooh, I love this. Buffering. I hate buffering. Come on, when are you gonna finish? Oh.
Sometimes it feels like the world is moving at hyperspeed and you can't keep up because it's one thing, then another, and don't forget the meeting and the yoga class and the dinner reservation, but then you get into the all-new Nissan Morano and you feel the breeze from the panoramic moonroof while the massaging seats melt away the tension of the day. And you realize that sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Shop the all-new Morano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof massaging leather appointed seats are available features.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Red Sox review after the game on 93.7 WEEI.
Tanner Houck's first pitch to Yandy Diaz is launched into deep left center field. It's back at the wall, and it is gone. One pitch, one run. Yandy Diaz has destroyed the Red Sox in his career. It did not take long. It is 1-0 Tampa.
That is how the game started. That was the first pitch of the game. And it didn't really get much better after that, I hate to say it. It started in a bad place, and it got progressively worse over the course of the first 3 innings, and it never really got any better. It's the Nissan Postgame show. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting new line that will put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. I'm Christian Arcan. That home run there on the first pitch appropriately is going to be your McFarland Energy play of the game. Upgrade your air conditioning system before the summer rush at McFarlandEnergy.com. When I say that's how the game started, it literally was the first pitch of the game. Taken deep by Yandy Diaz, who's certainly not having much of a season so far. He was good tonight, 2 for 4, with a couple of runs batted in, including that solo home run you heard there. That brings his batting average up to .227 on the year. For the Red Sox, they managed just 6 hits in this one. They did commit an error. They did have a couple other misplays in that big third inning, one from Trevor Story. Bregman's error is the one that got accounted for there. There was also a bit of a misplay on a grounder over to David Hamilton as well. It was not ruled an error. However, not great fielding again for your Boston Red Sox, and certainly not a good game for Tanner Houck, who it seemed like maybe turned a corner in that Toronto game tonight. He goes 2 1/3 innings, allows 10 hits, 12 runs, 11 of them earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, a pair of home runs. His ERA balloons from 4.46 up to 9.16. Michael Fulmer came in to put out the fire. He went 2 2/3, allowed 3 runs on 4 hits with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. He gave up a home run as well. Greg Weissert, Josh Winkowski, and Brennan Bernardino closed it out, with Bernardino yielding another home run, and that accounted for all 16 runs. Shane Baz over on the other side picks up the win. He improves to 2-0. Houck falls to 0-2. Baz's final line, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. It was the home run from Christian Campbell. He struck out 11 batters. and Hunter Biggie and Eric Orsi were the relievers to close this one out. Biggie with the 7th inning, and then Orsi pitched the 8th and the 9th. The Boston Red Sox now fall to 8-9 with the loss. Check that. They fall to 8-10 with the loss, 4-7 away from Fenway Park. The Tampa Bay Rays improved to 8-8 on the season. They are 8-5 at George Steinbrenner Field. Now let's take a look around the majors. With the Subaru of New England scoreboard, the Subaru of New England all-wheel drive-away is going on now. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. It was the Red Sox weren't the only team to get blown out today, so you can feel a little bit better about that, I guess. The Tigers blew out the Brewers by a final score of 9-1. The Braves doubled up the Blue Jays 8-4. Austin Riley with a 3-run jack in that one. The Yankees got a 3-homer 5th inning, not a 5-homer third, but a 3-homer 5th. They beat the Royals by a final of 4-1. The Giants with a 10-4 win over the Phillies. Tyler Fitzgerald with a 3-run home run for San Francisco. Pirates broke a 4-game losing streak, beating the Nationals by a final of 10-3. Paul Skeens improves to 2-1, picking up the win there. Some games in progress still to tell you about. They're about to go to the top of the 9th inning in Minnesota. The Mets lead the Twins by a score of 5-1. The Cardinals all over the Houston Astros. 8-0 your score in the bottom of the 8th inning in St. Louis. Bottom 2 in San Diego. The Padres and the Cubs are scoreless. Still to come tonight, the Dodgers and the Rockies about to get underway. They'll get started at Dodger Stadium here in about 5 minutes. Once again, the Boston Red Sox fall to the Rays by a final score of 16-1. Don't forget to tune into the Mass Mutual Red Sox pregame show tomorrow at 6:05. Talk to Mass Mutual today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow. I'll be there for you tomorrow with the pregame show, and I'll be here for you with Red Sox Review on our flagship station, WEEI in Boston, if you'd like to chime in on this game. If you have thoughts on it, opinions on the Red Sox through this first early part of the season here, you're welcome to chime in at 617-779-7937. We're going till 11 o'clock. I'll take as many phone calls as I possibly can. Once again, this has been Red Sox baseball. They lose to Tampa 16-1. Want to say thanks to the guys who helped put the game on. Our on-site engineer, remind me again, Joe, who's that? That would be Mark Hayes down in Tampa, and, of course, Joe Braverman is the executive producer of Red Sox Baseball. For Will Fleming and Will Middlebrooks, I'm Christian Arcand. Red Sox fall to the Tampa Bay Rays 16-1. You've been listening to the Nissan Postgame Show. You deserve a car that thrills you, and Nissan's got an exciting full line that will put goosebumps on your goosebumps. Experience the thrill for yourself. Shop your local Nissan store and NissanUSA.com today. Red Sox Review coming your way next on the flagship station, WEEI. I'm Christian Arcand. Good night, everybody.
You have been listening to the Nissan Postgame Show. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. You have been listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Shaw's and Star Market WEEI Red Sox Radio Network. The Red Sox on WEEI are brought to you by Shaw's and Star Market, the official supermarket of the Red Sox Radio Network. Subaru of New England. Find your authorized Subaru retailer at SubaruofNewEngland.com. Mass Mutual, insurance, planning, investments. Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
And that ball is gone into the front row of the monster seats.
Drains by James. Eastern Mass's choice for drain cleaning and pipelining. Arbella. Here for good.
And it's gone!
By Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Ford Trucks. Official truck of the Boston Red Sox.
Long gone into the monster seats.
Morgan & Morgan. America's largest injury law firm. Sponsored by Town Fair Tire. For the best prices on tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Look at this. He got him.
Dig Safe. Click digsafe.com or call 811 before you dig. Cape Cod Lumber. Find the lumber for your next project. cclco.com.
Way back. Grand slam.
Citgo. Club Citgo can save you money every day. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. 110 Grill. Gluten-free dining done right. C&S Wholesale Grocers.
It's gone. Into the bullpen.
Brought to you by FindMassMoney.gov. the Department of Veteran Affairs. Hackman Wealth Partners, Boston's premier retirement planning specialist.
This ball is crushed and it is gone.
Herb Chambers. At Herb Chambers, we don't sell cars, we help people buy them. Interlock Metal Roofing. Visit newenglandmetalroofing.com. Never re-roof again.
Grand slam home run.
McFarland Energy, the region's most dependable provider of home heating oil delivery, as well as expert HVAC services at McFarlandEnergy.com. Northern Bank, your partner for growth. And by Verizon Wireless, the network Boston relies on.
At the wall, gone!
This Odyssey Sports broadcast has been brought to you by Geico. Switch and save. Get more with Geico. This is Red Sox Review, and it starts right now. Here's your host, Christian Arcand.
All right, good evening, everybody. It's Red Sox Review. Christian Arcand here with you. We're going till we'll go as long as we can. All right, we'll go as long as we can tonight because this seems like a crisis time. This seems like a crisis night. It seems like there's more going on with this team than meets the eye, and it's time to talk about it and have an honest and frank conversation about what it is that we're seeing here on a night-to-night basis because this is horrific. I mean, tonight was brutal. Tonight was absolutely brutal. I thought that 11-1 game with Chicago, and that may end up in the cold light of day being the worst game just because Chicago's been so bad the last couple of years, but Tampa's not been great either. They're not a very good team this year, and they just dog-walked you all up and down George Steinbrenner Field tonight, and that's putting it nicely. Dogs, when they get walked, the owner's right there with them. You have the owner feeding them and picking up their poo and all that stuff. This was just, I don't even know what you call this. I don't know what you call this tonight. It seems like this Red Sox offense in this early part of the season is completely broken. And I don't know how that happened. I don't know how you go from what we saw last weekend to this. I don't know how that happens that quickly. I don't understand how a team with this much talent and this many accomplished players and this nice mix of sort of veteran leaders and young players that are trying to prove themselves and a pitching rotation that has this great new ace added to it and how we all believe that when you bring in the ace, that's going to put everybody else in an appropriate part of the rotation and they'll react accordingly. And for Tanner Houck, it's been the exact opposite of that. Tanner Houck, who has been having problems going back to the second half of last year, who I thought maybe with that win last week over Toronto where he pitched very well, still didn't strike a lot of guys out, and maybe that was more of a red flag than I gave it credit for. Tanner Houck looks pretty rough here to start the year. The Red Sox offense looks unrecognizable, even from last year's team. And last year's team wasn't a great offense. But I'll take that. I'll take, this is ridiculous. I've never seen a team strike out this much. I've never seen anything like this before. I don't know if we're making too much out of the whole, what do you call it, the line drive, whatever that is. I don't know if that's more too becoming like this easy thing to rip on, but whatever it is, it's getting unwatchable. It's getting to the point where you expect them to strike out. You expect them to leave runners on base. You expect there to be terrible misplays in the field, which there were all throughout the third inning. And again, I mean, only one error was recorded, but there could have been at least two more in this game.